everyone's expecting, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Anyways, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, babies, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys another fantastic stream. Another fantastic stream on a Sunday night for football Sunday. Yeah, nobody's watching KC versus the Jets, though according to a good friend of mine, apparently it's actually a game worth watching. So either way, honestly, I screwed up something. I haven't edited the chat to have the Discord overlaid. Give me 1 second. Voice widget. I want that voice widget. For some reason, I don't have it. I don't get why I don't have it. Either way, what we're talking about today, we're not talking about football. Because actually this is my worst week right now. But the Cowboys won, so fantastic. And Artist, who is in here in the chat, say hi, Artist.
Hi.
Yeah, he actually, Fantasy Football League, has the Jaguars quarterback. I don't know why, but he's got him. And they had a great game.
Why you act like ass?
I was trying to hype you up, man. You got to give me something.
Yeah, but you made it seem like I'm a moron for having Trevor Lawrence.
You are a moron for having Trevor Lawrence. That dude is not a quality quarterback.
Yeah, well, you're just old. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just old. Anyways, alright, so we are going to, I'm just sorry about this, guys. I totally forgot to do this before the beginning of the stream. Where the hell is my, there it is. Guide, podcast, there we go. Everyone should be able to join the main folks who we know and love. Which, by the way, Band, you're here, but you're not in VC. What the hell? You're in the live chat, but you're not in the chat. Get in here, asshole. Artist, call this bitch out.
Fuck you, Band.
There we go. So we're gonna add existing browser number 2. And there we go. We'll just some expansion. Not that much expansion.
Of course that motherfucker's on the stream layout. Of course he is.
Wait, who's on the stream?
Utah? Of course. I said, of course that's the motherfucker on your stream layout.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Like, that's what I love about the Jujutsu Kaisen fan base, is that because I didn't like the last 2 chapters, I'm immediately a Gojo stan. And we're going to talk about that, but immediately, Gojo's my favorite character of all time. Jujutsu Kaisen is not even on my top 30 manga, but Gojo is my favorite character of all time. And the fact that he lost immediately means this sucks. So we will talk about that. But either way. So, yeah. Either way. So you're in here, Artist, my man. Just want to double check. So Koji can join if you feel like it. Says, I want to say before the stream even begins that you have all the right to drop any series, whether you have reasons for it or not. It is your channel. No one else you can do it. It is for fun. Exactly, because one of the best parts about my channel, outside of all the other major YouTubers, is I literally don't make any money on this. If you guys have ads on my video, that's not me. I'm sorry. I make 0. I do this for the passion. I do it for the fun. I make negative $0 on doing YouTube videos. So I'm not doing it for the love. I'm not doing it for the views. I'm not doing it for the likes. I have a day job. I do it because I want to, not because I have to. So to clear that gate right out of the gate. So I appreciate Koji for saying so. And then says, also first to like. Excellent. Band says, I'm here. Fucking hell. Koji just materialized into the chat. Immediately, yes. Koji said, sup, Band? And Band also said, I was on YouTube before Discord. Just saw your message. I'll be there in 5. Excellent. So Band's actually going to jump into this.
That motherfucker's lying.
No. He's going to be here. This man will be here. I know he will. I believe in the Band Marsh. Do you not believe in the Heart of the Cards artist?
No, I don't believe in fucking Band Marsh.
I love it.
Stupidest thing I've ever.
So, alright. Well, it is the... Let's get into the crux of it, I guess. I mean, we can wait for some people. I already texted Misk as well and said that, you're welcome to join in this too. So, anybody can join in this, by the way. You're more than welcome. You can join into this discussion. I don't have a problem with that. As long as you know a little bit about Jujutsu Kaisen, you can jump in. I'm just going to straight up say the big reason I'm dropping this series.
Yo.
Oh, and Band has impeccable timing. Hi, Band.
I would not miss this for the fucking world.
Okay, here we go.
Miss Mons, though, bitch. Fuck you.
I didn't. Hey, to be fair, I didn't know.
Bro, I literally asked you the day before, go fuck yourself.
Oh, dude. I forgot. But I'm here now. Dude, after, not to just talk so much, but dude, after seeing your fucking Griever, your recent video, like your last reaction, and you had over like 100 comments of just people like shitting on you, I was like, if he makes any video or stream, I have to be there.
You know what? Surprisingly enough, you see all the shit comments? My ratio is actually 70% to 30% and 60 to 40. I'm actually winning in the like category. Believe it or not. Oh, and Miss jumped in here. Hi, Miss.
Did you just remove the channel size limit, or am I just in here because I'm a mod?
I have no idea.
I noticed it was like, 4 people can join. There are 4 in there. I'm like, we're gonna see what can happen, and then I join.
I don't know what that limit means, man. I don't play with Discord.
Oh, I see. No, that means normal people can only, those peasants. They can only join
Those peasants.
to a certain point. But mods can just do whatever.
But by the way, how the fuck are you, Miss? How you been doing, my man?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay-ish, I guess.
Dio's jumped in. See, that limit means nothing, Miss. We got 6 in here,
The limit doesn't exist. It's an illusion. Discord
limits.
Do I sound all right?
Ladies and gentlemen, Discord limits are an illusion.
Damn right.
All right.
You are.
We got a stellar cast in here, ladies and gentlemen.
Jump this man.
But by the way, I see 6 people in here, but only 2 likes. So I'm gonna ask everyone in the VC to jump into the stream, hit mute, and hit that like button.
You know me, I'm already on top of that.
I've
been on this shit from day one.
Let's go.
Listen, I was here when this began. I'll be here to see it to its end. Probably.
Fantastic. Misk has been watching me before Misk had a fucking channel, and he knows he's going to be in here. So, in all honesty, this, surprisingly, like, I know a lot of people, just straight out of the gate, a lot of people are going to be watching this, hoping for me to go off and do some Jerry Maguire crazy, on Jujutsu Kaisen. And I really am going to have to disappoint you people. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, I am dropping Jujutsu Kaisen. However, I'm not about to go on a crazy tangent as to why. I'm not about to like flip out and say that the series sucks and a bunch of bullshit. I'm not gonna bullshit your series, alright? So if you came here expecting that, automatically I'm disappointing you. This is not gonna be some telenovela fucking reality TV version of, oh, I'm dropping a series. Oh my god, man, Beach Bros. Holy fuck, man. I'm not doing that, alright? That is not what's happening here in this stream. What I'm gonna do is explain very calmly as to the reasons that led up as to why I'm gonna drop Jujutsu Kaisen, and hopefully we have some great cats here in the VC who are gonna talk about why they might agree or disagree with my points, but they're also gonna say why they're gonna continue to read it. So. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a spur of the moment stream. I thought about recording a video and stuff and making a bunch of graphics and stuff like that. And that honestly sounded like a lot of fucking time and management that I didn't want to get into. So I said, fuck it, let's just do a stream last minute. So anyways, first things first. Why don't we just, since we have a bunch of cats in the list, why don't we just go down the list and introduce yourself and say, hey, how you feel about JJK right now. So, going down the list, artist, go.
Toji's the GOAT. That's all. That's my only.
Okay, I'll start.
Fair. Dio's in here. What do you got?
Yo, it's Dio. I joined because tonight is the night of the frauds. This old man brought me in. And Gojo's the GOAT. Toji sucks. Stop bringing it up, artist.
Band Marsh. A lot of you don't. If you remember him, he's older than me. He's actually an old man. But,
84.
You may think he was dead, but
You
he
might
is
have
not,
thought-
it seems.
yeah.
Right. I'm alive and
So,
well.
Band, your opinion on JJK right now?
Right now, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Like, I like it, but I'm starting to dislike it a bit. And that's just because I feel like Yege's been rushing a lot of shit that I wish he would take his time on. And so I wouldn't drop it, personally, just yet, because there's a lot of stuff I want to know about, but I can understand why you dropped it.
True.
Okay. We're going to skip me, obviously. It's my stream and stuff, and we'll talk my opinion. Koji, what do you got?
Just like Band, I am 50-50, although I'm dropping it due to reasons like, for example, Sukuna is, by what I understand, is just like Shen Wulong in a nutshell from King and Omega. And to be exact, it's pretty good, the series, but it's not my taste no more in a certain way.
Fair enough. Misk, the main JJK guy. What do you got?
I am the JJK person here. No, I'm not dropping the biggest review series on my channel. Big shocker.
100%,
I can't believe
obviously.
No, I've been enjoying JJK. I've been enjoying the last few chapters quite a lot. I did do like an almost 50-minute review on last week's chapter, so you know. And then did a whole big stream because of it.
By the way, just to interrupt really quick, definitely go check that out, ladies and gentlemen. I managed to watch about or listen to about 20 minutes of that one, and Misk opens up a lot of great arguments, a lot of arguments that Sukuna and Gojo fans alike have had about the recent controversy in the recent chapters, and Misk addresses pretty much all of them, whether for better or for worse, and it's really good. So, anyway, sorry, Misk, continue.
Yeah, I agree that Gege has rushed some stuff, but I don't feel like the most recent stuff has been rushed. If anything, the rushed part was the build-up to the big fight we just had. Like, going over that in basically one chapter. I feel like something of that significance probably should have had a lot more build-up to it to really build up to that feeling of this fight actually happening. But as for the fight itself, I did a 3-hour stream rereading it. That should probably give you a general impression of what I think of it. I don't personally have any intention of dropping the series, and I think some of the issues that some people may have may in part be due to the weekly format. The weekly format is not a good way to consume almost any piece of media because you are basically being fed the story in pieces. You're never going to be given the whole thing in one sitting. They need you to keep reading from week to week. And that results in some things feeling really weird or like they're not explained. And you're going to get that eventually, but you're going to have to wait a while. I know I haven't enjoyed the last few years of the series as much as when I caught up to the series, like up through Shibuya, which I know is an opinion a lot of people have. But I also know some people who recently caught up to the series, so they binged everything up until the most recent stuff, and they greatly enjoyed all of it. There are some people that love culling game, and I have to wonder how much the week-to-week read versus binge reading affects that difference in enjoyment. So I intend to do a reread at some point, but I've very much been enjoying the recent stuff. If you guys have watched my stuff, you would know that. So I have any recommendation, people that feel like dropping the series, drop it for a bit. It's going to be over relatively soon anyways. So, drop it, maybe let it finish, and then just binge it. And then see how you like it all in one sitting when you just get everything all at once, and you may like it more. I don't know.
Okay. So, we've had a lot of differentiating opinions right out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen. And to put my own hat into the mix here, to cast my own ballot, I'm gonna say that everyone makes a decent enough argument, other than artist up there with his fucking Toju's the goat and blah blah blah. All right, whatever. But outside of that one, we're gonna go with yeah. The problem that I personally have with Jujutsu Kaisen right now is that the culling game arc as a whole, ever since Shibuya, has had a problem with pacing and has a problem with transitions and a problem with flashbacks. Pacing has been a big issue with that arc. It's all of a sudden, it will take 6 months to show one colony, then all of a sudden, we're wrapping shit up in a whole nother colony in 1 week. And then all of a sudden we have flashbacks that we don't realize are flashbacks until halfway through a chapter. And for the example, Angel. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I guess we just got a flashback to that. How would you not know that's taking part in the culling game? For example, halfway through that chapter, I was still under the impression we were in the culling game. Why? Because poor transition, poor flashback representation. And so you can argue, once again, that Gege really wants to rush the series, which is fine. I respect the man for that. A lot of people have been criticizing me for that, saying that that's not fair that you're giving them the gears because of that. No, I respect a man who's saying, hey, instead of doing what Toriko, Bleach, Naruto, and every other goddamn great running shonen has done, I'm going to end my series before it becomes shit. So, clap. Kudos to the man. Great for him. The problem is he's rushing a little too much because he's skipping important parts. He's jumping the gun too much. The time skip was, why did we have a time skip? What's happened with the culling game? we introduced 221 countries saying, fuck's sakes, we got to go invade Japan. We had one battalion of U.S. troops show up, and that was the end of it. By the way, who also got off-screened. So it's like, wait a minute now. We have a monumental amount of issues jumping in before the Gojo versus Sukuna fight even happens. We already had issues. We won't even get started on the bullshittery, the plot armor, chef's kiss, that is having the perfect counter to a black hole. Out of all curse techniques, Kenjaku has the only possible specific counter to a black hole that, yeah, we have plenty of issues. We have plenty of issues leading up to the big elephant in the room, chapter 236. Now, once again, I'm not going to sit here and try to say why that was bad. But, and because if you like it, that's okay. And so many people, I talked about this on multiple podcasts this week and stuff like that. Reading comprehension aside, it's one of those things where you sit down and you say to yourself, I had too many commenters saying that they clearly did not listen. They clearly did not actually watch my video. They saw the thumbs down. They saw me shitting on the chapter. They immediately assumed I'm a Gojo fan. And since he died, the chapter sucks. They failed to listen to anything in the video. They failed to listen to the subsequent video for chapter 237. And they continue to comment that I'm butthurt. I'm salty. I'm crying. Because Gojo lost and Gojo's my favorite character. Gojo's not even my top 5 people. Stop applying your own bullshit, your own favoritism, to a YouTuber, a Redditor, whoever, that didn't actually say those things. You're applying the whole to the one, and it's bullshit, and that is why I have a problem with the community as a whole. It's painting a bad brush across everyone. As I said to one commenter, and I love somebody put this and then I regurgitated it, so I won't take credit. But basically the consensus is, if you love 236, the chapter, you're a Sukuna stan and you're a fanboy and you suck. If you hate 236, you're a Gojo stan, and because he died, you hate it and you suck. There's no middle ground. You can't hate or love 236 for any other reason. You're Sukuna or Gojo. That's a huge problem to me. That's a huge problem with reading comprehension. It's a huge problem with writing. It's a huge problem with the community. It feels like Jujutsu Kaisen, which has always been, to my mind, overly complicated. It's over my head half the time, and I freely admit that. But when did this become a power scaling manga where the only thing that matters is whether you're a Sukuna or a Gojo fan? And as a fan of both, in all honesty, in fact, I think Sukuna ranks higher as a character than Gojo. If I were to put, not a power scaling thing, but if I were to rank my favorite characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, I think Sukuna is above Gojo. But for some reason, just because I don't like 236, I'm despised by Sukuna fans. No matter how many times I explain that Gojo losing and Gojo dying is not why I hate 236. The way he dies, yes, that's a problem. But him losing and him dying is not bad narratively. So we have all that to deal with. And then we jump into 237, which open-ended, has potential, but we've already talked about that in my obvious reaction to chapter 237, which is where I just said, you know what, no, I'm just done for right now. I think I need a vacation. I think I need a break, because when I made that reaction, I got basically the same meatheads saying that, oh, you're just butthurt that Gojo died. How many chapter reactions and videos do I have to put out where I say that I'm not a Gojo stan until a point where the community fights back, where I just say, you know what, no. And at that point, I recognized myself reading 237 that I should have been hyped over Sukuna getting his original body. I should have been fucking falling out of my seat over Kashimo finally unleashing his curse technique. And then I realized that I wasn't hyped for either, because I'm so indoctrinated. I'm so feeling the weight of this toxic ass community that JJK has become Gojo Sukuna camps. It's Edward Jacob. JJK has become Twilight overnight. They've become, JJK is not fun anymore. It's just this, is it Edward or Jacob? That's all anybody cares about. Nobody cares about good writing. Nobody cares about good choreography. Nobody cares about good fights, good panels. Nobody seems to care about fucking anything other than my guy is the sexier dude. My guy is the better dude. My guy is top one. And it's so disheartening that I couldn't even enjoy 237. And that's when I realized I think I gotta take a break and drop it. So you can make your arguments going forward here, and I know one thing is that Misk is going to say you shouldn't let the community, oh
my God, you read my mind.
Cannot take away your enjoyment of a series, but unfortunately, and maybe it's my fault, I'll take on with that, but it has. It has taken away my enjoyment. I recognize that in 237. So I will potentially read this on my own time, silently, away from the community for a while. But being on the internet, being on YouTube and stuff is a bad idea right now to enjoy. Trying to enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen on the internet right now as a reviewer is difficult. And the community has caused that. And I'm not gonna fucking apologize to say it's your fucking fault, guys. It's the community's fault as to why this isn't enjoyable for me anymore. So, anyways, we're going to go down the list. That was my spiel. So we'll go down the list once again. What do you guys think about this? Artist, shoot.
Can you skip me? I'm working on homework.
100%. Dio.
First of all, artist, you a fraud. Why the fuck are you on here doing your homework?
Why are you here if you're doing go do your homework?
Fuck are you doing your homework, you fucking fraud?
I wanna
That's why you like Toji, because you're a fraud.
Artist, you can just listen to the stream.
Do discussions.
Listen,
I hate those discussion posts.
Bro, if this fucking live stream was Mega Me, that's why you're like Toji, you abandoned your kid. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, what I think about JJK. So the new chapter, I actually fucked with it a lot. It actually brought back my excitement for JJK because it reminded me, same way I felt about Shibuya, seeing Hikari go up against Arame. I like side characters that don't get as much attention, even though Hikari is part of the main cast. He's been kind of ignored for quite a bit, so him getting attention made me excited. I like the Kashimo 8 Gates direction. I like the fact that Sukuna's going back to his prime, because that's what I wanted to see during the Gojo fight. The main issue I have with JJK right now is, and again, here comes the Sukuna stance, I don't like the plot armor of Sukuna. Now, initially, I really enjoyed Sukuna because I was like, alright, he's a super powerful guy, he's got this unknown technique of Shrine, maybe he can open up tattoos, he's got weapons we haven't seen before, so when he fights Gojo, it's going to be an extreme diff fight, we don't have to worry about it. Then he gets 10 shadows, and I'm like, alright, he got 10 shadows, he's going to be unbeatable. It's going to be a big boss fight. We get Gojo versus Sukuna. It turns into non-stop domain spamming. Then it goes to CQB, which, no offense, but reading CQB fights weekly is not interesting. And then we get to the climax, which is a good showing of Gojo. Sukuna's getting all these fraud memes. And then right at the end, Gojo starts, and granted, I understand part of his gawking, but he starts gawking non-stop on Sukuna from heaven, getting killed off screen. And the way Sukuna won is so fucking bullshit that I've read several explanations on several different media about what Sukuna did, and it still don't make no sense. I seen a motherfucker post a scissor paper drawing demonstration yesterday. I think it was
that was on my yeah.
Yeah, he posted this shit. I literally saw it and I'm like, this is the visual representation of what everybody's 40-paragraph essay explanations of nothing have been regarding Sukuna's Armageddon reality warping heaven cutting slash.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from that, it kind of took away the stakes of JJK where I'm like, alright, if Sukuna can learn anything instantly, why should I care about the series going forward? Because if Sukuna loses to the main cast, I can literally just say, oh, but he's an instant learner. Why didn't he instantly learn how to beat the cast right in that moment? Now, if he won using his own power or something that we didn't see before, even Yoruzu's gift, I would have been perfectly happy with, because again, Yoruzu's gift is Sukuna's own weapon. That's a weapon he had back in the day. It was in that one volume cover of him with the 4 arms. I would have been cool with that. But this is like, he relies on Mahoraga, does this absolute plot armor, and Griever's gonna hate this, fairy tale ass fucking move, which is what it is. And then after this, hey, going forward, now I'm not gonna care about what happens involving Sukuna, because if he loses to the cast, it's gonna be bullshit. The way that he wins battles is gonna be bullshit, and it kind of takes away the stakes. Now, granted, him going back to his prime form and the new chapter brought back my excitement. I want to see where Gege goes with it, but Gege's been rushing stuff. I like calling games, but his decisions with Yuki kind of put a dent in my hype, and then what he did with Ryu kind of put further dents in my hype. So going forward, I'm cautious, but still looking forward. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Band. What do you got?
Right. For me, it's kind of hard to actually be very hyped, because when you have a title like Jujutsu Kaisen and a character like Gojo, where from chapter 2, they've hyped him up as the most powerful character, like if Gojo's level 100, everyone else is level 70 at best. Mm-hmm. And then you have a character like Sukuna, which now we know technically this Sukuna is 20-finger full power. Sukuna defeated Gojo, not even using his full power. In reality, what came to my mind immediately was the curse technique he used against Jogo. He didn't use that shit on Gojo. He didn't use what he had in his own personal arsenal. And he defeated Gojo with ease, quote unquote. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh, yeah, these guys are going to somehow beat Sukuna, because the only way I can actually see the series ending in a good way is if Sukuna kills the main cast. And it's a bad ending. Like, I don't see a happy ending for this title. And if it is a happy ending, it's going to feel like an ass pull, because there's no character, including Yuta, that can actually beat Sukuna. And then if you take Sukuna out of the picture, sure, let's somehow we beat Sukuna. We have Kenjaku, who is another top-tier character. And I'm just saying to myself, these characters are in a position where they actually cannot win, logically. So it just makes me feel not really excited. I feel like this fight should not have happened right now. It should have been the actual, like, end game, final chapters of the manga kind of fight. But that's my personal opinion.
Now that I'm next on the list, I'm going to double down and agree with what Band is saying. My biggest problem with this, which no Sukuna fan or Gojo stan wants to hear, is that the reason that I don't like 236 and 237 is the fact that Sukuna is now going to be beat by plot armor. There is no other explanation for it. He's going to be beat by the power of friendship, by plot armor, like Dio said, the power of fairy tale. If Sukuna... Now, there is a sliver of hope where Sukuna just wins. And that's the end of the manga. If that's the case, Gege cooking. And though I disagree with that, that's the best opening because I'm sorry, guys. Yuji ain't that guy. You might want to say he's that guy, but he's not Yuta. He's not Gojo. He's not Hikari. So our MC does not have the tools or the fortitude to defeat a guy that Gojo died to. I'm sorry, who was at half mast, 3/4 mast, whatever you want to call it. Fact of the matter is, we could argue the power scaling all day, but nobody, we literally had a scene in this manga where they said when they were, nobody was able, Sukuna and Gojo weren't able to use their domains anymore, and everyone said, Yuta, Hikari, Maki, none of you can go in. Meaning that this dude is well and beyond without domain expansion. Outside of plot armor, how is this going to end? And then we have Kenjaku to deal with after all this. And even if we have the Gojo returns from the Harry Potter verse from the train station, the airport, it's the same scene. I don't know. Gege must have read Deathly Hallows that day. Because it's the same fucking scene. You know, Dumbledore or Gito. One or the other. And says, well, I could board an airplane or I could go back. And they're like, yeah, you could. So it's go south, go north. Even if Gojo goes north, it sort of feels like an ass pull. And sorry, Sukuna stands, you know, but I'm still sitting here going, it's an ass pull either way. Whether Gojo stays dead was stupid that the Six Eyes couldn't detect it, or he comes back to life and that's stupid. So either way, whether Gojo stays dead or comes back to life, it's dumb. It's dumb either way. And yeah, so I just want somebody to tell me how there won't be an ass pull fucking classic Shonen Jump shitty ass ending to this manga without the power of friendship or the power of MC or the power of plot armor. Go ahead, try, because for some reason Sukuna was able to do the slash that the Six Eyes couldn't see, and he's not using it in Kashimo right now. He's not going to do it against the entire cast and just W?
You know, I do have an idea of how the main cast can win, actually.
Okay.
Oh God, a classic band idea.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it first. Before we go to Koji, I want to hear it.
It's basically what happened back in chapter 8 to 12, where, you know, somehow, some way they're able to be like, Megumi, come back out. And maybe somehow, some way he has the motivation, the energy, he's able to switch with Sukuna, and then we execute Megumi. We go from there.
That would be Deus Ex Megami then.
If Megumi wakes up after everything that happened, he's just gonna kill himself.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like, "Oh my God, so many horrible things have been done."
But Band, you forgot. Band, you also forgot there's a better alternative too. We could have Takaba pull up and be like, "Yo, I think Sukuna losing is funny as fuck." Then it's
where the fuck? Yeah, where's our comedian to just go, Gojo losing? That's funny as fuck. Boom, Sukuna dies.
I need Takaba to open up domain expansion, turns it into a stand-up comedy show. He's like, yo, Sukuna, you losing is funny as fuck.
I am with that. Takaba becomes Bill Burr.
Makes that a possibility.
Wait, can't you can copy curse techniques, right?
Yeah,
that's my argument.
We're not finna do this, bro. We're not finna do this, man.
No, we will. We will later.
Oh, you say, what are the possibilities for this to end that's not an ass pull, and then you start talking about them.
Technically speaking,
that is the silliest way for it to happen. That means it's not gonna happen. But
technically speaking, if this whole bullshit, which I don't get where people got the idea, because I've seen so many commenters who know more than I do, say that Sukuna cannot actually just copy everything. He's not Yuta. Like, there was a throwaway line or something like that. But even so, let's assume for a minute that Sukuna, regardless of whether it's true or not, can copy everything. Why can't Yuta copy everything Sukuna can do?
Yeah, you probably can.
So Yuta can copy the instantaneous slash and kill Sukuna with it.
Probably, yeah.
As long
There
as he
we go.
finds out,
But
he
I
has to
call
just-
bullshit. I'm not happy with that either. So
You know, this would have been a lot more satisfying if Sukuna was at like 20% and everyone just kind of jumped him. I feel like that would have been the best opportunity.
Yeah,
Honestly. I don't know why they're doing a
listen,
one.
Yuta is my favorite character. If Yuta, who I wish was the actual MC who's been fighting for that position, kills the main bad guy, I'd be thrilled. But not like this, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Not
pretty
like
sure
this.
Sukuna recovered. Well, I'm pretty sure he's already recovered. He's in his full form now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Also,
Well,
also
again,
I'm
it's not
hoping
much
that weapon is not his trump card. Because if that weapon is his trump card, that causes so
Oh
much
fuck no! I think the transformations is trump card because it's just a refresh.
Yeah.
It's just a refresh. The way I interpret it is they're saying, oh, he's got to have something up his sleeve because he knows he has to fight people after Gojo. What else would it be other than, oh my fucking god, I'm so worn down after having my first real fight ever. Oh shit, all of these other people are coming to kill me now. I'll use my one full recharge. The only one I get, I'll use it right now.
But is that really a trump card?
Okay,
Because
really quick.
It's a card up his sleeve. It's an ace. What else would be a trump for when, oh fuck, I have the whole rest of this gauntlet to go through? It would just be a reset.
Really
Yeah, but with
quick.
Ken-
I
but with
gotta
Ken
go.
Shadows,
Hold on.
when Maharaga
Hold
dies-
on. Hold on. I really gotta go through the chat and then you guys can talk. Koji says, I will join if my mom sleeps earlier. They're still awake and don't want to make noise when she is half awake. Koji being the proper mama's boy that we all wish.
No,
100%.
no need to worry. She just slept right now, so that was a little bit of a message.
Excellent. And it's, by the way, guys, after I pause and go to take a leak, it will be Koji's turn to talk about his thoughts on the chapter. Nicholas says, no way, just saw the notification with title. Sorry, I don't know if that's a good or a bad. I don't know how to read that one. It's like, no way, shit. Like, is it good or bad that I'm dropping it from your perspective? Because some people are very happy that I'm dropping JJK, you know?
I see him right there. He's very happy.
Oh.
Humility above praise. I interpret that as being happy.
Oh, wait, like...
Unless they're just happy about the new One Piece and Bleach episodes. Maybe they're just happy about that. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Tenryo is in here and says, I just got here. Does this mean you don't like the series anymore? No. Once again. Alright, we'll get into this. It's still a 7 out of 10 series, ladies and gentlemen. Just because I'm dropping it doesn't mean that the whole series is shit. Alright? Hidden Inventory is still Volume 0. Shibuya. Still fantastic arcs. Okay? JJK doesn't suck just because I don't like what's going on right now. I don't like Egghead Island and One Piece anymore either. That doesn't mean that One Piece sucks either. You know what I mean? So, no. The series does not suck just because I don't like what's going on right now. And I still do like JJK as a whole. I still think it's a solid 7 out of 10. Humility above pride says, yo, come to the One Piece community and Bleach community. We eating good right now. I mean, I don't know how the One Piece community is eating good right now.
Anime.
Oh, maybe that's it. Bleach, yeah, we eating good.
I haven't watched any of the season. I gotta binge it. I've basically just been waiting for it to end.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. God damn.
We got to my favorite Bleach fight. Did we do the whole Ichibei fight in the last episode?
Not the whole thing, but the
coolest parts. The coolest parts.
No, there's one part missing. But yeah,
I see. Okay.
We went through it. And Squad Zero, they showed up. Man. No one's gonna be talking shit about Squad Zero anymore.
No, not from what I've heard. Fuck no, they're not.
Fucking no. It's gonna be, the only argument is gonna be plot armor Quincy's after these fucking episodes.
Yeah, now everyone's gonna really see how fucking bullshit this shit stuff for life.
That's right. Alright, so, Koji, what do you feel about Jujutsu Kaisen and the latest chapters? I'm just gonna go take a leak, but tell us your thoughts.
Okay. What I think of, it's like I said that I agree with them in the 50-50 part. It's still a good series, although it's not my taste anymore. Part of it is like, okay, just like Theo said, it it should have been like some final boss stuff to be exact. Like, oh shit, we need to jump on this guy right away, but it didn't happen. In fact, it was because it felt a bit rushed. That's what I sensed, of course, not sure about you guys. That the part, like for example, the one chapter shit that it was explaining right now, it felt kind of weird, but it was good to see Gojo die against Sukuna, at least in story wise. I talked this with Healer once, and but the problem is, okay, Gojo died. The only person who could have stand against him. Okay, who's next? Also, the stuff of learning from Mahoraga. If I recall correctly, Misk, you can correct me, but with this, you're the JJK guy after all.
Thank you.
He waited to see Mahoraga to do something he could do, right?
Yeah,
Like some,
that's.
yeah, like
I mean, he pretty much spells it out. Is that most of the fight was him just waiting to see how Maharaga would come up with a way to counter Infinity that wasn't something exclusive to Maharaga's technique.
yeah, because
So then he could see that and go, oh, that's really just cursed energy manipulation and conditions. I can do that. It's really fucking complicated, but I can figure out how to do it.
yeah, like he did it. Now he can do against anything. Now there's still hope in a way with the chapters. Can I speak of the recent chapter right now of Kashimo? Right?
Yes, you can talk about it. I mean, the chapter, the official release came out today. I see no reason why you couldn't.
Okay. Kashimo has some electricity technique, and I talked with Griever. Electricity has busted. He explained me.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The amps to be exact. Volts can burn. Amps can kill by stopping someone's heart.
Oh,
Now,
they can do a lot of shit depending on how far Gege takes it.
the thing is, the electricity has no limit. It's not like fire that needs source. Electricity has no limit. So
Yeah, I imagine the limit would be Kashima's cursed energy.
Yeah.
100%.
So if he used, for example, let's say, just for the gist of it, turn into amp everything, he can just stop Sukuna's heart. Need some volts, make it explode. He can nuke even, by what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, Griever, but with the right amount of amps and volts or watts, you can make an explosion, right?
Easily.
Yeah, I saw someone say you can use electric or electromagnetic force to split
if
atoms.
you were to use electromagnetic force to, you can do that with your household wiring. It's not difficult to create a small explosion in your own house. Why do you think, for example, when houses burn to the ground, the fire department generally blames poor electrical? So if electricity is so weak, how the hell can it burn a building to the ground?
Yeah, like, this is where the thing starts of what I think, and then I'll go to the bad eggs of the basket and take them out right away.
Mm-hmm.
Kashimo can, by what I understand, can weaken Sukuna to an extent, and then it'll be like, for example, okay, now we have Kinjaku, but also we can Sukuna. Now for the bad eggs, for example, is now we need plot armor or everyone die, or it's a sad ending, which I don't care for the sad ending. I sometimes think that bad endings can be more impactful than good endings. It depends on the series and situation. However, with this thing, it's just like him just being Juhiro in a nutshell. He just goes, sees someone strong, defeats him, refuses to elaborate and leave. I'll leave it like that. Like, very summarized. There are also other reasons, but I don't want to, eat this whole stream.
Okay. So, Humility above pride has 2 comments in the live chat. Says no, One Piece manga right now is at its peak. No, it is not. And it's probably the best arc ever in manga. Egghead is one of the worst One Piece.
It's a fucking lie.
I haven't read in a few months. Is it getting better now with Kizaru showing up?
The only good thing about this was Garp when we got away from Egghead. No, this guy's trolling. And also MB that came across. I don't know what MB means. They came across.
My bad, probably.
They came across a little aggressive. My favorite arc in manga.
That's an interesting take.
Dude, I mean, you reading Two Piece or something, as they say. I don't get it. Anyways, Miss.
It's interesting, but story-wise, no.
So, Koji, you're worried about eating up this whole stream. I fucking do.
Miss, go. Do it.
So I got a question. How many of you have reread the fight since it ended?
One time.
You reread it?
Yep.
I reread it.
No, I only reread, just so we're clear, I reread the start of the fight, but right after the back clapping thing from Hollow Purple. From 100.
I didn't really
Hollow Purple
read it.
Through.
I kind of skimmed over it again, but not really reading it, so that doesn't really count.
Okay.
Which,
I reread it up until
actually, alright, shit. I don't know if to do this right now. Actually, before Miss gets into it, I want to do this. Does everybody, what do you think of the fight overall, regardless of the outcome? The outcome doesn't matter right now. Is the fight good?
It's my second favorite.
I'm going to call it a solid 9 out of 10.
It's a great fight.
Thank you. All right, so Misk and I both agree that the fight is great.
It's my second favorite in the series.
Okay.
I fucking love it.
Really quick before Miss does his thing. Artist, what do you give it?
Like top 5.
Okay, cool. Theo.
Top 5.
Okay, Band.
It's a cool fight. I mean, I'm just not personally a fan of like 12 chapter fights, so it's not really my personal take.
Okay, and Koji.
I'd say between 4th and 3rd, to be exact.
Okay, alright, so now Miss, go. So most of the people other than Band agree that the fight is really, really fucking good. So now you can have your say.
Yeah, so rereading the fight when I did and like taking time to kind of analyze a lot of the individual parts of it, I think the ending doesn't really come quite as out of nowhere as it seems like it does. It's established very early on. Sukuna wants to break through infinity. Angel says if Sukuna figures out how to break through infinity without using domain amplification, he'll win. Stuff like that. Him being able to copy turning into a cursed object just from watching Kenjaku do it. Establishing that he can copy things if it's not unique to a technique. If it's not part of an innate technique, if it's just kind of some kind of conditions, cursed energy manipulation, he can copy it. When it comes to Sukuna holding back, I really genuinely think there are just a lot of people that straight up don't understand what they meant by that. Sukuna, this was something a lot of people pointed out, is that Sukuna acted very differently in this fight from all of his other fights. You see any of his other fights in the series, he is so incredibly aggressive and takes the initiative on everything. This is the only fight where he plays incredibly defensive and reactive as to what Gojo is doing. It's because he has one strategy he's come up with. He goes, I need to figure out how to cut through infinity. Maharaga adapts to techniques to find counters to them. I am going to do this fight for as long as I have to until I figure out how to do that, and I am not going to waste my energy on any of my other moves that aren't going to break through infinity. People talk about the fire arrow and stuff. How would that be any more effective against infinity than cleave and dismantle? Now you wonder, why didn't he just use it when he was winning the domain battles against Gojo? That was kind of the same thing Gojo was wondering. When they were on their, second domain clash? he was wondering, why is Sukuna choosing the more difficult path? He could have chosen to attack his domain from the inside where it was weaker because of the flipped conditions, but instead just continued to keep attacking the outside. Why would he do something like that? It's because he is trying to draw it out for as long as possible so that he can get this big ultimate technique to cut through infinity. And then he ends up doing that. End of chapter 235, I think that last panel is the instant that Gojo gets cut. And then he just appears there on the other side. I'm not going to get into an argument over 235. I've talked about it at length. Or not 235, 236.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about it at length. I ultimately feel that the issues people have with it are just fundamental issues that I can't argue with people over. I'm not even going to try to do it. I don't think it's something I can sway people's opinions on. I give my perspective and analysis. Maybe that'll change your opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to try and use up all of my energy arguing about it. I just don't think it's worth the time, so I'm not going to. As for beating Sukuna, I think, he's not that much stronger than Gojo, because the whole holding back thing is not, Gojo is so weak, I don't have to use all my power against him.
You
it's
yourself, Misk, you, sorry to interrupt, but you have stated that the Sukuna fanboys sort of ran wild with 236.
I don't remember if I used that exact
no, but
statement.
I'm paraphrasing, but you basically said yeah.
Yeah, no. This is something I wanted to say. You were wondering earlier, when did this turn into a big power scaling thing? When did the whole series just become about who's stronger than who? Happened when it became a title match. We got our big title exhibition match, and all the stan communities for individual characters came out. Oh boy, is that when people get toxic. So, that's when it happened. Fortunately, my comment section is normally pretty good, and when people are kind of rude, I go, okay, and then I ignore them. But, sometimes the people are a little overwhelming. They can be overwhelming at times. If I had any recommendation for that, you do a thing people don't normally like doing because it's usually not a good look, you just turn off comments. If people in the comment section are just that obnoxious, you just turn them off.
See, I love to kill people with kindness. So I either give them a sarcastic response, or I go in there and I say, "I'm sorry you feel that way."
Yeah. Oh, Medell, I also remember when people thought the fight was over 2.5 chapters in. That was so funny. That was so funny that people thought the most hyped up fight would be over then.
I should probably go over that. So Humility says no. One Piece right now is at its peak, probably the best arc in manga. Also, I already read that. Smith says King and Ashura fight Majorier.
I don't even know what they're trying to say.
I don't know either, but okay. Jadon D says W Griever. Oh, I got a W. Thank you so much. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially reached 10 likes on the stream.
Yeah, double digits.
It's fan-fucking-tastic. That's probably because Misk added all his fucking subscribers.
I didn't add them. I just shared it. I didn't ping them. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm not pinging them. Yeah, but I did share it.
Okay. So fair enough. Misk is claiming that he did not help me with the 10 likes. Humility says it depends on your opinion. Well, yeah, everything does, technically. Majority disagree right now. One Piece is currently the most popular. What do you mean the majority disagrees? I've heard literally every major YouTuber does not like... Never mind. And most are enjoying the arc. Well, good for them, I guess. Anyway, gotta go. See ya. One says, Gege said on an interview that he would either kill one member of the main cast or he would kill 3 and leave 1 alive.
Megumi ain't coming back. He's done. He's gone.
Yeah, maybe. Realist Medell says, I remember when people thought that the fight was over when Gojo got his neck slashed. Yeah,
Yeah,
there were, yeah, like
that was so funny.
Yeah, that was dumb. Like that was dumb. But then again, at this point, why not? Because you could have done the infinite, like. Either way, you know what? Realist Medell brings up an interesting point. That could have been the end right there, and would it have been any more jarring or less jarring? Because technically speaking, that's literally what just happened. So, one says, I just hate that they off-screen him. 100%. I think off-screening him. I just shared it, by the way, in my Discord general chat.
That was what I saw on Twitter the other day. Actually, I think that was today I saw it.
That would solve. People complain about pages or panels. One panel fixes 90% of the problem. So don't come at me with this whole fucking bullshit of 3 pages or 3 panels is all that we would get. No, it fixes it. Because I was going to make a video. I'm going to go on a rant here. Because I was going to make a video and I was going to show you guys Harry Potter, Star Wars, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Toriko. I was going to go down the fucking list. Dragon Ball. I was going to go down the list of everything. I mean every fucking medium. Books, movies, music, every fucking thing. Yes, you heard me right. Music. And I was going to show you what one page, what one frame will change in an entire fucking medium. So don't give me this bullshit that it would only be one page. It would only be a single panel. No. That's bullshit. It's a shitty argument and you're fucking wrong. Because I can prove you wrong. I was going to do it. I was going to edit out the Eisen thing. I was going to edit out. I can edit out every fucking page of every manga you love. Trust me. And I will do it. Do not test me. Because I will do it.
Never say such a thing.
I will do it. I will edit out. I will black out the most important page of every fight. I will edit out Goku versus Frieza. I will edit out Gohan Super Saiyan 2 against Cell. I will edit out the Yamamoto Yuha slice where Yamamoto falls. I will, which, by the way, is the inspiration for this fucking fight. I'm sorry, 100%. JJK fans that hate 100%. The fact that Bleach inspired JJK, but guess what? This was Yamamoto versus Yuha, and
I saw the panel of Gojo's legs sticking up, and literally the first thing I said was, "Man, Gege really likes Bleach, doesn't he?"
Thank you very much. And I'm just saying, I will literally give you pages upon pages upon pages of editing out one page of your favorite manga. Give me your favorite manga, and I will edit out the most important page. And tell me that it's okay that happened. Because, well, when you read it in a volume format, no. It's a week-to-week manga. You need to understand that. Yes, volume-wise, fix Whole Cake Island and stuff. It does not change the fact that Whole Cake has problems with pacing. It does not change these things. You need to understand that yeah, I just...
May I say something real quick? Oh, sorry, go on, Dio. Then I ask.
I was going to say, the main problem with that whole off-screen argument I saw with people is I literally saw several people respond by going, oh, you know, it's not like Oda off-screening entire fights. I'm like, why are you taking the lowest bar of the lowest bar and using it to compare to this? Because, yeah, I would hope that Gege doesn't off-screen entire fights. That's not a valid argument to be like, well, Oda does this. Nobody defends Oda doing that. So if that's the bar that you've lowered to, that's sad.
If you were to off-screen, like, we just went down the list and said that this is one of the best top 5. We argued that this was one of the best Jujutsu Kaisen fights. Show me a manga. I will fucking eat an onion right now on screen, raw right now. If somebody can show me a manga that has the best of the best, a hyped up top 5 fight that gets off-screen ending. Go ahead. Show me Food Wars, Toriko, Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball. Show me. Sailor Moon. Show me a fight that is as hyped up for 200 fucking chapters that gets fucking off-screened. Show me the ending that gets off-screened. I'll eat a fucking onion right now. I'll eat the whole thing. I'll eat two onions.
Dude, Luffy versus Blackbeard, when that happens, I'll be waiting.
Off-screening half of that.
Now you see, this is why Gege rushing stuff is bad. That 1 month time skip. How could you not show Sukuna reading One Piece? And because he's able to copy anything he sees, he copies the off-screen hockey.
Or Miss, actually, you bring up a good point. Why didn't Gege, because he was rushing things, why didn't he use that time to expand on character?
I would.
You know what, Griever?
I wish.
That's the thing I hate the most about the 1 month time skip, is because there was so much good character stuff we could have focused on, and we just didn't. We just didn't do it.
If he gave us 2 chapters, I would have been satisfied with that.
That would have been anything more than the 1 chapter would have been better. It would have been better.
I need Yuta laying down with Maki. I need shit.
Hey.
All right,
No. I don't. You bunch of perverts. I mean, I need like some honest character development. Is what I'm trying to say. I need
the character moments. Character moments are so important.
We need them. Because the whole slap on the back and having Gojo at the very end saying, like, I wish you were there to slap me on the back, it feels hollow.
Yeah, like he just got off the box.
Yeah,
dude, you think about that. 15 chapters, that's fucking crazy. I didn't know it was a flashback. I didn't know he was dead because I didn't fucking realize.
Dude, he gave Gojo...
Me and Griever were talking about...
interaction. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, yeah, me and Griever were talking about it in DMs. The fucking Americans and the Chinese that came to the fucking... They were coming for the sorcerers. We don't know what happened to them.
What a weird red herring thing to that, in my opinion, is the weakest part of the culling game. It's such a weird red herring to introduce. Because he was basically like, oh, look at all this shit that's going on. Psych.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And that's why that really doesn't work weekly, because then you have to
more
dedicate.
Knowledge than I do. Can you please tell me, is the culling game paused or on or what? Literally. Did I miss something?
Kenjaku's basically going around mopping up whatever's left of the culling game, but effectively the arc's over. Like we're not the goal of the arc.
No. I don't mean the arc. I mean, is the culling game still active?
Yeah, because Kenjaku set the condition it'll end when the only players left are him and Megumi.
Megumi's fucking gone, bro.
Yeah, well, Sukuna's in his body, so he still counts as Megumi.
But you understand how that is a... Wait, what?
Man, whatever, bro. Calling complicated ass rules.
I'll be so curious to see what my opinion of it is when I do my reread. Because again, there's at least one person I know who binged the whole series recently in 3 fucking days somehow. They loved calling it. They fucking love it. So I'm gonna be really curious to see how binging it stacks up to week to week.
Just at a question mark, where is my fucking Mr. Katana and my fucking sumo wrestler? Where are these guys?
That's another really good question.
Mr. Katana doesn't have cursed energy and can cut a dude at the speed of light.
Dude, the moment that fucking Kappa pops up on screen, I'll fucking burn all my volumes of
No, I don't want the Kappa guy. I want Mr. fucking Katana. I want Mr.
Dido was so cool. It's gonna be really weird.
Can kill Sukuna. He can.
It'll be so weird to introduce those two guys. Dido and Mio, I know she saved them, which is why I'm thinking it's really weird. We introduced these guys just in this arc. They assisted Maki character development. I'm like, yes, very good. And then they're just gone. And I'm like, where are they? Can I at least get a panel to show that they fucked off to somewhere else? They're just man, we almost died. We're out of here. Can we get something else?
You gotta bring airplane hair back. Bring her back.
Listen, if Helicopter's dead, the hairplane is
Listen,
dead.
she flew
I
out
didn't
of there.
even
She had a
mean
first class ticket.
Listen, I didn't even mean to say hairplane there, but it just works, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay, really quick, I have
He's gone.
the one says when they said Sukuna was holding back, I'm sure it was. It means that he was not using all his techniques, and not that he was holding back his physical power.
Oh, that's what it means.
Once again, I like to think that that's what Gojo was talking about, but once again, yeah, 236 has problems.
Not to do the self-promo shit here, but I did spend like 4 hours worth of time talking about all of this, so you know.
Also, there's
Excellent. And once again, everybody go to Mist's channel and check it out. VVSS says, "Where is Toto?" Once again, yeah,
that's what we all want to know.
Where
is the boy?
Fuck is
Where is
Strongest Dudes? Where is Toto? The realist Michelle said they got the backrooms treatment.
They got fucking thrown out of reality, which would be a goddamn shame.
So, once again, alright. So, Miss, I know we've sort of gone caveat, but do you have anything else to say before we go through the next point?
About the fight, about the recent stuff, or just the series in general?
I forget where we're fucking at. Just go.
Yeah, you guys are talking about the fight.
Alright, yeah. I mean, I personally like 236 for various reasons. And I like the current chapter. I think Kasha, basically, if we think about how this whole Shinjuku battle thing's going on, Gojo takes Maharaga out of the picture, and Kashima's just gonna wear Sukuna down, because if he can fucking split atoms and shit, whatever the fuck he's going to do with his power, he's gonna do stupid bullshit. It'll be very entertaining, I'm sure. And that's when we have, the other strong people come in. My problem is not with the most recent stuff. My problem is the time skip between Gojo getting out of the box and the fight starting. Is that we set up training and power-up stuff that we didn't get to see. I typically don't even like training arcs very much unless they're really good, because a lot of the time I just find that they're kind of like fluff in between arcs. But when it comes to whatever the fuck we've been setting up with Yuji, I feel like that's something that should have been on screen. I know it's going to get flashbacks to explain it, but it would just flow so much better if he just showed it happening in the moment. I do think transitions are definitely one of Gege's weakest skills when it comes to the way that he writes and the way that he, just sort of composes everything. So I agree with that. One more thing. It was something Band mentioned. Band and Dio, I think. I don't remember which one of you it was that said it. Talking about the way that Gege killed off Yuki and Ryu. Yuki's was bad because they set up a lot of stuff with her character that really didn't get fleshed out. Ryu's is fine because Ryu basically completed his character arc. Didn't really serve any further purpose in the narrative other than just being cool. So I'm fine with him getting killed off to sort of tone down the character bloat a little bit. I think it's totally fine to kill off characters whose arcs are done and don't really serve any further purpose in the narrative. I think that's fine. Other than that, shit. I'm still JJK's strongest soldier. I'm still here to take this ride until the end. And unless he just somehow, I don't even drop series very easily. He would have to do something ungodly to get me to drop the series. So I'm sticking through this shit.
Also, before we move on, I was gonna bring up the time skip thing too. I also think that I don't know why Gege did it, but I also thought it was a little bit of a kick in the nuts where Gojo's interactions in the afterlife with other characters was much more fleshed out and good than what we got when he got released from the box. Because this man got released from the box, sees Megami taking over, and he's like, "Damn, Megami, you looking rough." And then he finds out that Nanami died, and he's like, "Oh, damn, that's tough." And then we get these really deep interactions in the afterlife. So I thought the fact that that was all we got from Gojo before the time skip, and then we got the entire time skip cut away, it kind of takes away from those interaction scenes that I want to see out of Sukuna and Gojo.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I like the 236 interactions just because those are the people that he had the more established relationships with. Those are the people he had these relationships established with in his formative years. Hidden Inventory basically is the Gojo character arc, so, it makes sense that those ones are going to get stuff more fleshed out. I really... I feel... I know people very passionate about, 236 and all the stuff that happened then. Honest to God, I think that time skip thing is way worse when it comes to the narrative. Because everything that happens can still work fine, but it would all work so much better if he just didn't do that.
Yeah, because the thing about skipping a time skip is that now anything that random happens during the future fight, it'll just be shown in flashback. But if we saw the time skip, we got hints and actual information as to what was going to be set up, then people aren't going to be as outraged when it comes to future narrative stuff.
Yeah,
but if you leave us in the dark and then you show this random go gadget bullshit, and then let's say people freak out and then it turns out it's in a flashback. Well, if you showed us that beforehand, everyone would have been prepared for it and we would have been more accepting.
Yeah, this whole fight is filled with allusions and foreshadowing to stuff that's going to happen later in it, and that's why it all works really good when you just read it all in one sitting. We've alluded to stuff going on with Yuji and shit like that, but it's just allusions that don't have answers. Like the whole thing with Kusakabe, it's like, that's weird. What's the deal with that? Oh, we're not going to find that out for several months.
Dude, my favorite fucking Yuji theory, this is the funniest shit before this fight started, is that when he told Gojo to turn off his infinity and he slapped his shoulder,
fucking body swapped with him.
He fucking soul swapped into Gojo. That was the funniest fucking shit, bro. I was really
by the way,
that to happen. I was like, damn.
That's probably how they're beating Sukuna. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's probably he just fucking pulls him out of Megumi. That's probably how it's gonna be done.
That also felt random. That's why I don't get why Gege skipped it. Like, you have Yuki handing this fucking Necronomicon book to Yuji. We don't see anything of him studying it or anything.
Listen, gentlemen, Gege's a weekly shonen manga author. He hates women. Hates female characters. That's what happened to Yuki. It's as simple as that. You've been replaced with a book. You've been replaced with a book.
He is evolving though, because he said he wasn't going to draw lewd characters, and then he
did. Listen, so. He's becoming worse.
Really quick, I'm gonna
say becoming worse.
That Mu Tiara says JJK is a copycat of Bleach, Naruto, and Fenjin. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I say it took inspiration heavily from these series, but no, it's not a copycat. And then also goes on to say that Ryan versus Gilbert is a worse off-screen than Sukuna versus Gojo.
It's not. It just made me angrier. It's not worse because it's not nearly as important.
It is seriously not, because... Well,
they're not the main characters. They're not the most important people.
That, because let's talk about the transition period. Let's talk about the off-screening of, and I've posted in the general Discord. All of you can check it. Would this, just single panel, have changed your opinion going forward to 236?
It would make me like it more.
There we go. So
I already like 236, so it would just make me like it more.
So, but the idea is that we had no indication. It was, I would argue, a poor transition between chapter to chapter, and we have seen that in Gege's wheelhouse for a long time. We have definitely seen him piss poor transitions between chapters. We saw it multiple times in the Culling games between the soldiers and the flashbacks and all these things, right? So I would argue that 235 to 236 could have been better had we had this panel. Now, what do you guys... Are you guys as egregious about the transition as I am? Did you know where you were? Did you... Alright, here's actually, instead of all the bullshit that I just came up with, how about, did you think you were in a flashback or in the afterworld by panel 1 of chapter 236? Did you know that you were still in the future? Let's go.
I won't lie.
Artist?
I saw.
No, band. Sorry. Artist?
Oh no. Oh yeah, you can go.
Artist, are you still here?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm out there. I thought that was Dio. I was gonna say shut up, but it was Koji.
Man, fuck you, hating ass motherfucker. Fuck my dick.
Did you
Yeah, I know what you are.
Did you
Shut up.
immediately know where you were? Did you assume, or were you confused? Was it a flashback? Is it a memory? Is it something?
No, it was confusing, and then like you get the dialogue, like the first dialogue bubble of the second page, and he's talking about his students. I'm like, wait, what? And that's when you begin to get ticked off about what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dio.
So the only reason that I didn't know fully what happened, but I had a suspicion because obviously I was keeping up with all the community hype what people were gonna expect from next chapter, and as soon as I saw the first opening, I didn't know what was happening, but by the tone of voice and the imagery, I was like, oh, don't tell me. And then as I continued reading, then I realized, oh my fucking god, he did it. And then that's where it went on.
Still confused by page 1.
Yeah, but I did have a suspicion. I was like, okay, don't tell me this is what I think it is. And then as I kept reading, it got confirmed.
Ban?
Okay, when I started off the chapter, I did assume it was kind of like that whole imagination thing where, like, you know, the anime character do that dramatic, close their eyes and just imagine some shit. It was mainly when Geto was like, how was the King of Curses? And he was like, it sucked. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, it was a tough fucking battle. And then as the chapter kept going on, I was like, oh, wait. And, like, you know, you see just dead characters. And I'm like, yeah, he's fucking dead. And kind of clicked.
So it took you 3 or 4 pages to realize. Oh,
yeah, it took a couple pages for me to really realize, oh, wait, no, it's not that. He's fucking dead. And then, you know, you see the fucking the double page spread.
I fucking knew it was gonna be a spread. No matter what it was gonna be, I'm like, he's gonna get a double page spread for when he fucking dies.
I'm mugger, bro. I'm mugger.
You know, I know Gege fucking hates Gojo, but he could have been a bit more peaceful with it.
Oh, no, he was vicious, bro.
I mean, Gojo seemed to be at peace, at least.
So, my take on it was, well, you guys saw from my reaction, and I know half of you didn't, or none of you actually watched my videos, so it's fine.
I'll watch the videos.
In my reaction, I was like, all right, is this a flashback? Like, no, if anybody, I will fucking argue them to the death. Page 1, nobody assumes this is a death scene. All right? Nobody knows what's going on by page 1. All right? And that's jarring. Immediately, that's jarring. So, Gege fucked up. I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now. Is that Gege screwed up. He was trying something. He was trying something creative. It works in movies. It can work in cinema sometimes where you do that whole, you shoot, you know, you do the Pulp Fiction shit. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to do some Pulp Fiction shit. But week to week, it doesn't work. He tried. He failed. It's fine to fail. I appreciate the creativity. But let's acknowledge that it still didn't fucking work. It's not a fucking, like, you don't need to shit on someone for saying, guess what, you made a mistake. It's alright. We'll move on to the next one. It's okay to still love Johnny Depp and immediately say, yeah, you know what, Alice in Wonderland, wasn't that great a movie? You know what I mean? Like, you can love an actor and still hate some of the movies they're in. The same point, sometimes mangakas make mistakes. He tried something, it didn't work. Guess what? It was a mistake. It was a mistake. He tried to do it. It didn't fucking work. His transition record is not fucking good. He has terrible transitions. Terrible. Across multiple arcs. And this
I feel like it's interesting on paper, but then in execution, him doing a complete 360 is gonna throw the entire fan base off, and it did that. So
That 360 is just going in the same direction. You mean a 180?
It does, and so it ruins the whole surprise. Like when it was done, and by the way, he carbon copied this shit from Deathly Hallows from Harry Potter, so it's nothing new under the sun here.
Oh my
But
god,
the
this Harry.
worst part is that not only did he copy J.K. Rowling, let's gonna throw Harry Potter Gojo version, is that we jump into a terrible transition. Then we do Harry Potter. Then we do Redditor power scaling from Gojo about Sukuna, wanking his ass off like it's the best thing since sliced bread, which is, once again, I've seen multiple comments talk about this, is outside of Gojo's character. Even if he's dead, Gojo would not wank off Sukuna this much. It's outside of his character to wank off Sukuna like this. He's talking like he's... And then he does this whole bullshit about, well, he's lonely, so forgive him. What the fuck is any of the speech? Gojo does not talk like this. Gojo does not talk like this. Nobody talks like this. It's bullshit. All that power scaling shit, out the window. All the Sukuna's not a bad person. He was just abused as a child. I don't care. Fuck off. He's an asshole. Don't try to make him a great character. Get out of here. I do not care, Gojo. Move on. And then we have the rest of it, the go south, go north shit. So if he comes back, it's just... And then we get the whole Gojo's dead. Okay? From an attack that the Six Eyes could not see. Could not perceive. When a chapter before said that every single curse technique, bar none, has a spark, which the Six Eyes can see. So when people make the argument of, well, Gojo or Sukuna doesn't need to make the hand motion, it's like, no. We already listened to the idea that every curse technique once activated has a spark. And the Six Eyes can perceive the spark before it happens. Meaning, Gojo could perceive the cleave to be the chocolate covered fucking boom 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 boom. The super slash. The ultimate chocolate covered goddamn Sunday Dairy Queen. I went and I bought all those peanuts. Boom. He can see it. For some reason he couldn't see it. And now you expect me to believe that Sukuna can be defeated. 236 fucked a lot of shit because you have two options now. You have the power of friendship or you have plot armor. You do not have another option outside of these two to beat Sukuna anymore. Because you did that to Gojo. It's not the fact that Gojo lost. It's the way you killed Gojo that's the problem. Why didn't you just have him lose legit to a technique that maybe Yuta and Hikari together, or Maki and Yuji, or Yuta, like a combination that they could maybe overcome? But you gave me this ultimate technique that the Six Eyes cannot perceive. And we don't even have... They can't use domain expansion anymore. So they're weak. And he can pull off this, fuck you, I'm cutting everything? So why doesn't he just do the Sakashimo? Why doesn't he just do it to the whole main cast? Dead. Done. Cut them all in half. Story's over. Outside of plot armor and plot convenience, there's no reason why Sukuna doesn't win JJK. And that's the actual reason I'm dropping it. Is because Gege wrote himself into corner, could have wrote himself out, chose not to because he hates Gojo. For the sole reason that he hates Gojo, he wrote himself into this fucking corner. And I'm not going to be here to sit back and say, yeah, he wrote himself out of it. No, he didn't. Because there's no fucking good explanation as to how anybody kills Sukuna right now. Not a one. So, there we go. And that is the whole point of the stream. Artist, You're up, baby.
What was the argument? I zoned out. I heard you ranting about like how they're gonna beat him. Is that it? Like,
yeah, how are they gonna beat Sukuna at this point without plot armor or the power of friendship?
okay, this can correct me on this because I've just seen some things. The idea that Yuji is like so covered in Sukuna cursed energy that he's kind of like immune to it in the same vein that Gojo was able to tank his own purple.
Probably not immune, but we already
Yeah,
showed that he can kind of eat it a bit.
Yeah. Like
so
not anymore, but like he can take it a lot better than any other character.
yeah, because because his body still has a lot of Sukuna's cursed energy. The technique doesn't hit him nearly as hard as it would anyone else. So he'll probably still get hurt really fucking bad by it, but it won't just cut right through him.
That's basically what I've seen just being on Twitter and shit. Is like the main way that people think it will go down. But obviously Yuji has like, compared to Sukuna, he has like no bag. He's running Punch Man.
He's listen, we give him whatever they give him, it's just gonna be more stat boost for him. But we needed to see it in the moment, so now it's just gonna be flashbacks, and I'm gonna go, oh, that's cool, but I'm not gonna get the same euphoria I would get if I just saw him achieving it and then it paying off later.
And by that logic, why wouldn't Yuta just copy everything he saw and then jump in when Maki and everybody said, no, don't jump in right now? If Yuta's so fucking... And once again, I'm the Yuta stan. But if Yuta's copy is so fucking good, that argument falls flat on its face as far as I'm concerned, if you couldn't just jump in there and copy everything.
Well, we're gonna have to wait and see if Yuta does that. But right now, Kashimo's getting the fight he was promised, so, you know.
Fair enough.
Also, if you write off emotions, you're more likely to make a mistake, so you could view it as Maki trying to stop him from just rushing in, like, headstrong, no thought, just instinct.
Yeah.
Dio.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of Yuji, I think the time that he was getting cut up by Sukuna, the big revelation was that Megami was interfering with Sukuna's output, so I attributed that more as to why Yuji's able to tank it. If he ends up being more resistant to it to a degree, I wouldn't be shocked. In terms of his Book of Souls thing, since the soul is not an innate technique, it's a book that Yuki gave him. Again, if he somehow manages to clown Sukuna with that, I'm gonna go, well, Sukuna can copy anything, and that shit's from a book that you can learn shit, so Sukuna can copy at one look. In terms of Maki, I think she can do well against his domain, but now this universal slash thing kind of makes it to where I don't know if he can, theoretically he should be able to implement that into his domain, because that is a form of slashing technique, so if he can include that in his domain, shit, they're fucked. Kashimo's probably going to weaken him, but Kashimo's whole character thing is just, I want to fight the strongest person. Once he finishes fighting Sukuna, his character arc's going to be over, so I think he's definitely going to die. It's not going to be... Some people were saying Kashimo's going to survive. Fucking doubt it.
That'd be so weird. That'd be so weird if he survived it. His whole character arc is just dying in a fight against Sukuna. It'd be so strange if he survived.
His only thing is fighting the strongest guy. He's getting that, so after that he has nothing. The only thing that's making me curious about where Gege could go aside from Yuji's Book of Souls, which that shit can be fucking read by Sukuna in half a millisecond, is whatever Yuta's domain could be. We have absolutely no idea what the unique ability is, and considering how abstract his curse technique is, it'd be interesting to see what Gege does with it. And then Hikari, whatever the fuck his 777 bullshit jackpot could do, I'm wondering if that's a thing. Other than that, I don't know how they're going to beat Sukuna. At the end of the day, it just seems like if they win, it'll be some very fucking fail friendship power bullshit. And if Sukuna wins, I'm going to give Gege a lot of credit, because that's something that I don't know any real mangaka in Shonen who's done that, where villain wins at the end of the day. So If he does that, I'm gonna give him his roses. If it ends up being some bullshit, I'm not gonna be shocked, but I'm also definitely not gonna be defending it like most JJK fans would be. Because I noticed the reason why I ignore the majority of the community now is that they seem to gawk on every single decision, regardless of whether someone explains it to them or makes it make sense. It's just that Gege made the decision. We're not going to question it. It's good. And that's how most of them roll. So whenever we get to that ending, I'm going to read quietly in a library, ignore every motherfucker, and then decide how I feel. And that's all there is to it.
Okay, Bam.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because, like, everyone's focused on Sukuna. Yeah, I get it, but my mind always goes to, dude, Kenjaku is still here. And it's kind of like, the second phase of a boss battle where, like, you think, oh, yeah, we beat him, so we're good to go. No, we still have that second phase to deal with. And I know Sukuna's going to really fuck up a lot of these characters. So I have no idea how we can actually win unless Sukuna just happens to have a change of heart. Oh, yeah, I was a lonely kid, but now you guys taught me about love, so I'm going to be on your side now, or some bullshit.
Ew, bro.
Because they keep doing that. They're like, the one who will teach you about love is. And I'm like, no, dude.
Dude, I promise you.
He's a fucking piece of shit, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude, you get some
actually
meme-ass
one of the
panel of
worst-
Sukuna
one of the
getting
worst.
emotional. And start
Like,
crying.
I hate it. I hate the idea of basically a mass murderer. I don't want to fucking sympathize with Sukuna, dude. Like, I love the idea from just killing for the sake of killing. He killed all those people in Shibuya and he had a fucking blast. He killed, like...
No, I agree with you, Ben. At the end of the day, I already spoke about this. Someone actually argued, like, oh, you're so bad for calling Sukuna a piece of shit. I'm like, have you read the manga?
Like,
He's
yeah,
a piece of shit.
I really...
It's why he's good. It's because he's such a piece of shit.
Right. He's a good villain, but he's a piece of shit.
That's
he
his redeeming
ate
quality.
humans.
He's a fucking shithead.
So Gege, once again, Gege trying to give this gray thing to him, like Gojo's dying fucking Harry Potter scene, pissed me off even more because I'm like, no redemption, no empathy, no sympathy. He's a piece of shit. Oh, I'm the strongest, so I can be a sadistic asshole. Fuck off. No. You're a dick because you're a dick. You're Frieza. Like, imagine if Toriyama made Frieza sympathetic. It's stupid. Don't do that.
The more I think about
Frieza's a shithole.
that flashback...
Sukuna's a shithole. Keep it as them being shitholes. Done. That's another reason to dislike the series.
No.
What,
What just occurred to me?
What?
Dude, isn't this what's going on, like, My Hero? How they're trying to, like, save Shigaraki? You want to be saved, don't you? Like, isn't that the kind of...
They've been setting that up for like 2 years now. I don't see it fucking happening. I don't see it happening. No, I don't think it's the same. Him and Kashimo are the same person, pretty much. Because Kashimo has this problem as well. We haven't seen Kashimo do as much bad shit, but these guys are just really fucking bored. These guys are just really bored and they want to enjoy their lives for the first time in forever. That's what the real thing is, honestly.
Dude, Sukuna's definitely not going to get redemption, because if any of you have read the fan book, Gege's interviews, this man makes him seem like the most diabolical piece of shit. He's like, yo, this man was cooking up Michelin star meals made of humans.
That's why I like
He had
Sukuna.
no wife,
You're a good
no
cook.
kids. He fucking had no wife, no kids, no lover. He said, fuck the bitches, fuck the kids. I'm going to kill him, I'm going to eat him. There's no way he can get redeemed, bro. This man has been...
No, I don't feel like that's what they're building to. I think it's just building to him. I don't think he becomes better. He just, I don't know, gains more of a range when it comes to emotion, other than just, I'm such an asshole.
No, he's horny. He fought the strongest guy. He's just horny right now. That's all it is.
Yeah, he was like, I'm feeling fucking great. You better not spoil my mood, Kashimo. I'm feeling phenomenal right now.
Yeah, that's all. Because there's no way he's going to get redeemed. Because this man, Gege, I know he hates Gojo, but this man be fucking putting on extra waterproof black Air Forces on Sukuna. There's no way he's going to get redeemed.
Okay, so I need to take a leak. So, but the thing I'm gonna ask is, oh wait, Miss, did you go?
I didn't go last time either.
All right, then speak, my man. Sorry.
So when it came to the start of 236, I saw Teenage Ghetto and I went, "Oh, Gojo's fucking dead. We wouldn't start a chapter off with this if he was alive." And then we get to the bottom of the page. He goes, "Oh man, this sucks." And I'm like, "Why would you say that?" And I look at the page and I see there are no black borders or anything. I go, "This isn't a flashback. He's dead as fuck." I don't know if anyone else picked up on it that quickly. Maybe I'm just better at analyzing things. I don't want to try and trick myself off.
I had a feeling, but I just didn't confirm it.
No, yeah, I saw that, and I'm just like, oh, he's hallucinating. He's so fucking dead. Now, I don't think I'm with the right crowd here to talk about this chapter. I just get that impression. Because I liked the chapter. I don't know if I'm in the right crowd to talk about it.
Overall,
Say why? It's alright.
I mean, I talked about it at length. I think it was a good conclusion to Gojo's character arc because much of his character has been dealing with his, mostly what they set up kind of with the end of Hidden Inventory, is just his identity crisis over being the strongest and all of the responsibilities and burdens that come with that. Are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo, or are you Satoru Gojo because you're the strongest? Him being beaten by someone and proving that he's not the strongest anymore is him being able to go, oh, fucking finally, I can just be me now. Thank God. I can just go back to when I wasn't the strongest. That's why he's going to go south. So he can go back to when he was actually kind of enjoying his life. I think that was good. I mean, the stuff with him talking about Sukuna, trying to reach out to him and show him that he is another person that kind of experiences the same internal conflict and solitude that he does. I think that's just, there's no one else that Gojo would have been able to interact with that way, so I don't know why he wouldn't remark on it in that sense. I know a lot of people read into it more as him like sucking off Sukuna. That just wasn't how I read into it. Again, I think a lot of the way people take this chapter is just up to personal interpretation, and I don't think it's something that you can persuade people in regards to, which is why I liked it and a lot of you guys didn't.
Well, that part I actually do agree with, because the way I took the sucking off thing, even though it felt kind of out of nowhere, the way I thought about it was, okay, he's no longer, because Gojo established, he said in the one chapter that was in between the like multiple week break, he said, my students are watching and I got to put on a show. So I thought, okay, he's putting on this front because obviously he wants to inspire his students. If he looks weak, then all of his students are going to get completely derailed from the mission at hand. But now he's in heaven where he basically has no restrictions. No one's going to judge him. So that's why he's being so forward and open, which is the first time he's been so open throughout the entire series. Because even when we kind of got a sliver of that in Hidden Inventory, it immediately, was off of the whole, the honored one high. So.
Yeah, and now that he's dead and he's amongst his friends again, and he's like, oh, I don't have to be the strongest anymore. Yeah, he's gonna talk that way around other people because he doesn't have to, act how he thinks he's supposed to act as the strongest.
That's definitely what I agree with.
I will actually agree with that point, and I think, Misk, you brought it up actually in your 48-minute long video. That Gojo can finally can be himself, he can relax, something to that effect.
He doesn't have to be the strongest, and all of the things that come with that.
Are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest, or are you the strongest because you're Gojo Satoru? You brought that up, and it's brought up in this chapter. See, here's my biggest issue, that I don't mind that we had a death scene. I don't mind that Gojo lost. I don't mind that he died. What I mind is, A, the way it was done, once again, you can fix it with the panel I showed. And B, and please explain to me how the Six Eyes can't catch an instantaneous attack, because that's literally what it does. But B is, why is he wanking off Sukuna so hard? Like, yeah, you can sit back and you can say, alright, the weight of the world is off my shoulders. You know what? The King of Curses? Fuck, man, he was strong. I haven't heard Goku wank somebody this hard. But he's like, yeah, man, dude was strong. So, how was the King of Curses? He was strong. Yeah, so anyways, as I was saying, he was fucking so strong. Yeah, Gojo, I get it. But do you know that the 10 shadows didn't matter and I could, yeah, Gojo, I get it. He was fucking strong, man. Like, that's how it read, that's how it felt.
I mean, that's not how I interpreted it. Everything Gojo says there is uninterrupted. He doesn't really ask him anything else. It's just him giving his opinion. What do you think of this King of Curses?
No.
He was.
I know that. What I'm saying is that I was paraphrasing a little.
I know. I'm gonna paraphrase too, because his response is, "That guy was really strong, and he didn't give everything he had. That would have been a close fight either way. I don't know how it would have gone." But you know,
would you, Miss? Here's my interpretation, because I've read multiple and I've posted them on my Discord and stuff. The better way to do the same thing, panel for panel, would just be like, how was the King of Curses? He was fucking strong, man. Alright? And then you do the whole, it's like, could you have beat him? Man, I don't know. He was really fucking good.
Wait.
You do
hold on.
Would you have liked it more if Geto asked him more questions about it and everything he said was just a response to each one? Because that's how you're describing it, at least.
No. What I would have liked more is that Gojo not offering free information about it. What I would have liked...
That's fair, I guess.
What I would have liked more is Geto asking, saying, how's the King of Curses? So freaking strong. No problem. And then him one sentence saying, yeah, he was pretty good, and I don't know, 10 shadows, like, a good way to word it would have been, even with the 10 shadows, I don't know if I could have beat him at full strength. And I find that kind of sad. I would have been like, fine, awesome. But then, before that and then after that, he reiterates the point that couldn't beat Sukuna. That's my problem.
Okay.
I also have some context to give where I was just going to bring up to Griever's point. Just the thing about, like, the whole Goku thing, it's not that big of a deal, but in regards to characters like Luffy and Goku and other shonen main characters, they are always getting tested by people who can match their power, and therefore they have a lot more experience with meeting obstacles. Keep in mind that Gojo out the womb has been the #1 motherfucker, and even Toji, artist is going to hate hearing this, Toji only got the best of him under many, many conditions and nerfs, similar to what happened in Shibuya. This is the first time he's actually fought a guy that can go toe-to-toe with him, absolutely no nerfs, no random conditions. So that's why he's so obsessive about it, because it's the first time in his entire 28-year life that he's experienced this. It's not like other characters that always go through it.
I'll give you and Misk that argument if it had been played up more and written better. I don't actually have that much of a problem. I have a problem with the dialogue, just the way it went down. Because
do you prefer TCB's second translation, where he just says, yeah, it would have been really close even if he didn't have 10 shadows?
Yeah, I did, because you sent it to me and stuff like that, so it's fine. But what I would have rathered is, first off, I think we can all agree that the transition from 235 to 236 is jarring, at the very least.
I'll give you that. I feel it's intentionally jarring, but it could have been done better.
And I still argue it doesn't work. But that's my own interpretation. However, the dialogue section could have been handled so much better. Gojo can still say that Sukuna's stronger than him, but it could have been handled better than the dialogue. He could have done it better. It would have been more suave, because Gojo's not the type of guy to do this. It sort of goes against everything that Gojo has set up to this point. It ruins, like, just because a character dies, that would be like, I've read enough fictional stories with death scenes and thereafter in the afterlife. Once again, this whole scene is scripted from Harry Potter, by the way. And I don't see Dumbledore going down like, yeah, I could have killed Voldemort, but, I mean, the man's just too fucking good. By the way, did you know Voldemort has my wand? He's too fucking good, man. He's the fucking best. He's the GOAT. That's what Gojo's doing as Dumbledore. And it's like, that does not work. That doesn't work for me. Like, it should be, if you're going to copy the Harry Potter train scene, do it right. And not have Gojo wank off Sukuna at this point. I do agree that he should acknowledge that Sukuna was the GOAT, but you don't need to wank him off. You know, you've already established, okay, Sukuna's better than me. I gave it my all, and at the end of the day, here's what you need to say. I gave it my all. At the end of the day, Sukuna is stronger. He's better than me. Period. Done. One sentence. You do not need to harp it with 4 other dialogue bubbles. It feels like a Redditor wrote this shit. Fan fiction. Like, I do not believe that a guy of Gojo's caliber would sit back. Do you think that Kobe Bryant up in heaven is going, Michael Jordan's better than me? No, Michael Jordan's better than me. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Michael Jordan, without a basketball and Nike sneakers, is better than me. You think the moment Kobe died, he said 4 times in 5 minutes that Michael Jordan was the GOAT? Like
maybe if Michael Jordan somehow killed him in a basketball game.
I mean, but still.
Maybe if he did that.
And also, if Kobe never played a game against any other good people, then maybe.
It just doesn't make sense to me, man. I
You see,
I don't buy it.
this is what I mean when I say a lot of people's opinions on this chapter are based on just fundamental views, because the way that you focus in on the dialogue here, I don't even view it as being that drawn out. I think that, like, the vast majority of this chapter is, like, Nanami and Haibara talking about Gojo as a person rather than Gojo power scaling Sukuna. I also think Gojo talking, as much as he does, about Sukuna being stronger than him, fits better here, because being unbeatable and being the strongest was basically the defining part of Gojo's character, and it's just been disproven.
Also, Gojo throughout his entire life serves as a role model. So, as a role model, he has to talk down to all the enemies, and he has to put on that big guy persona. Same thing with celebrities. If you have a celebrity who's this, like, Hall of Fame, let's say a Hall of Fame athlete, they have to put on a certain persona when they're outside or they're on the field. But Gojo being in heaven is basically like the best form of therapy, where he has all the people he loves around him. He's going to have nobody who judges him. This is the only time in his entire life he can open up without having to feel like he has to put up this wall. So, at first I was kind of heated about the whole gawking thing, but now I'm like, alright, this guy, his entire life, 28 years, has put on this persona. This is the one time he gets to take down these walls. That's why he's so shocked. And it's the first time.
And this is not
in his entire
to say
life.
that Gojo is not a cocky asshole, because he is. But he also has those moments. Like, one of the ones that stands out the most is at the end of Goodwill, after he does purple, and it looks like he might have just fucking deleted Hanami. He does his whole, yippee, I did it, guys, I saved the day. and then he fucking looks off to the side, and his internal monologue is like very serious analysis of the situation. He definitely like puts on airs and plays up the whole cocky personality of the guy who's always on top of everything.
Or let's take even the anime. I mean, or when he wakes up from the dream sequence, he is super like emotional. Looks like he's about to cry. And as soon as he sees the students watching, he puts back on the blindfold and just walks past them.
Then I would argue that I agree with you guys, but I would argue that you need to showcase that more for me to understand this scene better. Is that this scene doesn't necessarily have the problem. The build up to it does, because there's not enough build up. You guys are reading into this as experts on the series who have reread the series multiple times.
You know what's helped? All of this is the stuff that's in the anime right now, like just recently. So it all just comes back up. It's all fresh in the mind.
But I would still argue that if you're going to sit back, you're going to read this as a casual viewer, and all of a sudden, Gojo dies, and he has this death scene where he's like, yeah, my students will be fine, blah, 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 against a dude that he couldn't kill. Why is he so happy?
I'll give my reason for that, actually.
Go, miss.
Well, we already established it. People forget. Gojo gets put in the box. Gojo's taken out of the picture for the first time ever. Oh, this is bad, but it'll be fine. I have faith in everyone. And he ended up being correct. One of the earliest establishing moments in the series, there's a couple, in which Gojo says, yeah, you know, these students, people like Yuta and Hikari, even Yuji, these are people that'll be just as strong, if not stronger than me someday. The idea of a person being stronger than Gojo would have been very hard to believe if it weren't just proven to Gojo himself that it is possible for people to be stronger than him. Why would Sukuna be the only one that can do that? Why should these other people who are fucking anomalies when it comes to sorcery not be able to achieve the same thing eventually? Who knows? Maybe very soon together they can achieve a similar effect.
Yeah, also, another good comparison scene for Gojo in terms of his emotional state would be compare when he sees Megami possessed by Sukuna versus when he was in the train station and he saw Kenjaku. Because when he's with seeing Megami, you know, he obviously knows he just got out the box. He has students that are going to be approaching him. There's people around, so he's like, hey, Megami, you look like shit. He kind of plays it off as a joke. But then in the train station, when he sees Kenjaku, he starts, you know, you see this in the anime too, he starts screaming his head off. He's freaked out. He's sweating bullets. Like, he's completely breaking down because he knows nobody else is around to see him. So that's also a nice comparison scene if you want to get the idea of, hey, why does Gojo act this way in the afterlife? Well, when nobody else is around to judge him, you sometimes see him act more like his vulnerable side.
I mean, and I'm not saying that you guys are in this camp, but you can't, realistically, can't have it both ways. Also, you can't...
In what respect?
In what respect, though?
You can't sit down and say that when Gojo also said, don't worry about it, they're the future, well, he was caught by the prison realm. Also saying that, who put you in that fucking, who killed you the first time? Yuta, I don't know what. So, who are you going to believe? You're going to believe Kenjaku or Gojo? Like, what I'm saying is that you're believing the words of one or the other. Because so many people, been a long time argument, Misk, you know this, we had a whole stream on your channel a year ago about this.
Well,
do we believe that Gojo's right about Yuta or Kenjaku's right about Yuta?
Well, we're talking about Gojo's perspective right now and why he views things the way he does.
Right.
So if Gojo's like, yeah, Yuta will be able to beat you because I believe in him and he's amazing.
Right.
I don't see why that wouldn't be the same case here.
But
and Gojo raised Yuta. Kenjaku's an outsider.
Gojo also said throughout the series that, yeah, if Sukuna awakens, don't worry about it, I'll kill him. So
that's also him talking to his brand new student, who's really freaked out by having Sukuna in his body.
What I'm saying is that what statement am I supposed to believe?
When it comes to a character's own perspective, typically you should believe that character's statements. Because what's happening in this chapter and the way Gojo is acting is based off of Gojo's personality and beliefs. And I'm basing my opinions on that based on all of the stuff we've gotten in the series that has established Gojo's personality and beliefs.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, then my final question down through the chat. An artist, are you here? We'll wait. 5.
Come on. Yeah.
There he is.
Overall, do you have a problem with the current flow or direction of JJK or not?
Like problem, like not in referring to the fact that if I want to drop the series or not, just if I think that it's like subpar compared to the standard of the rest of the series.
Well, you make your argument. Just say like right now you don't think like I'm not gonna.
What do you think of the series right now?
Yeah. What do you?
Do you think it's good or bad? Do you think it's going in a good direction or not?
Yeah.
I would say that at this point right now, I am intrigued. I don't know how it will end. I do think, as a whole, my enjoyment of the series has gone down since the end of Shibuya, but not by I loathe every chapter that I read. But I think I would still put it above, like as a weekly reading experience, above most of the other mangas coming out now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dio, your turn.
Ever since Shibuya, my hype has kind of gone down, but it's not been drastic either. I'm more so excited and intrigued with the recent chapter because it gave me the feeling back to old Shibuya where we have a battle royale, except now it's the end of the series. And I think that Gojo being gone makes it more interesting for me. The biggest pillar that was, kind of everybody relied on is gone. Now we can see the rest of the characters get to shine. So I'm more interested in that. In terms of Sukuna, he's not the most interesting to me right now. So in terms of him as a villain, I prefer Kenjaku. But I like the direction that it's going. I like the battle royale. And I like the fact that the characters are now vulnerable and we're going to see them grow. Because I've been waiting for Yuji, Yuta, Hikari, and all those guys to now start taking over because it's their era. So that's how I feel.
Okay. I'm just gonna go into. Actually, I'll finish this off. Misk, why don't you go first? Since we skipped you too many times.
Oh, it's all right. I hate it and it sucks. I'm dropping it. Yeah, no. I
love the decision.
I've been enjoying the series a lot over the last several months, pretty much ever since the big Sukuna thing happened. That has been kind of on and off. The most I've enjoyed the series since Shibuya. I am going to be curious to see how much I like it during a reread, because I know when it was coming out week to week, I caught up on the chapter where Toji got in on the Dagon fight. Week to week, I didn't enjoy the rest of Shibuya as much as the part that I binged, but upon reread, I loved all of Shibuya. I have not binged post Shibuya yet. The only parts that I have reread in like one sitting was the Sendai fight, because I got volume 20 recently. Still holds up great. And this fight most recently. So I'm going to be curious to see what I think of post Shibuya and really the series as a whole. Once I binge it and I don't have to deal with the wait week to week between chapters and, even worse, break weeks. I like the direction that the series is going in right now. Like Dio said, kind of the big pillar, the constant, is gone now. Gojo was kind of established as the power ceiling, and also, the guy who's so strong that the plot can't happen. So now that he is out of the picture, anything can go. We're in unfamiliar waters. Everything's very uncertain. The thing I was most interested by in this latest chapter was actually Hikari versus Urayume, because I have no idea how that fight will go. I'm pretty sure Urayume is probably a bit stronger than Hikari, but you never know what'll happen. So, you know, that's the part that I find most interesting.
That's actually something that kept me intrigued. That was the most intriguing thing to me.
Yeah, because it was unexpected.
Yeah, it was like, wait a minute, Hikari. And, like, I feel like it's going to be off-screen, but I'm like...
I think we'll probably see that. Maybe we'll get a bit of a cutaway from the Kashimo-Sukuna fight, since they're happening simultaneously.
How do you win against Hikari's domain?
Kind of the same way that Kashimo was doing it, is you just gotta basically outdamage his healing. That was kind of what Kashimo was doing.
But
I think he has
it didn't work. He still won.
It didn't work because Hikari used the environment, and he's lucky.
He's fucking lucky, bro.
Honestly, listen, my hot take. The end of Hikari versus Kashimo is my least favorite part of that fight. I thought it was kind of The whole rest of it's great.
Once again, now let's take some character statements into account. You just said Hikari's stronger than him.
Yeah, and Kashimo, no operator pointed that out in his recent videos. You look at Kashimo at the end of that fight. He's not very injured, and the reason Hikari beat him was because he just drained out all of his cursed energy. He didn't overpower him in the fight. So, you know, something keep in mind there. They're both monsters, though, so I'm not gonna sell Hikari short.
Urayume is also a monster.
And Urayume able to immobilize Maki like that.
No, and when Urayume pulled up on that big ass piece of ice, I was like,
that was cool as fuck. That was cool as fuck. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. I want to see what Gege's end goal is for Sukuna as a character. Because the end for Gojo is basically, I'm satisfied, I'm at peace. The end point for Kashimo is probably going to be, I'm finally satisfied, I was able to enjoy a fight and give it all I had against a person who was able to take it all, you know. The whole world made a cardboard thing. I imagine Sukuna is going to have something in a similar vein. I'm very interested in seeing what it is. Because Toji is just a piece of shit. Even if he has a soft spot for his son, he's a pretty irredeemable piece of shit. And even then, his conclusion, both of them, were still pretty satisfying. I imagine it will be much the same for Sukuna, even if we give a little bit more, maybe not necessarily nuance, but a little bit more context to his character. The Viz translation this week is so bad, because it makes it sound... Actually, wait, no. That was the one thing I did like in the Viz translation. The rest of it was pretty bad. The TCB one was bad, because it made it seem like he was really trying to play up his sob story. I prefer Sukuna's response in the Viz chapter, when Kashimo asked, were you born the strongest, or did you become the strongest? I don't fucking know, but I was probably some creepy little kid. I like that. He's just so dismissive of it. Even his own backstory, he's like, fuck it, I don't know, man.
Like that. I do like that.
I don't fucking know.
This is what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for Sukuna to be like, guys, as soon as he's on his deathbed, he's like, guys, let me tell you about my son. And then that's how the series ends.
Yeah, Jesus.
Because at the end of the day, once again, I like the idea that a lot of people are hating on me for, that Sukuna is just an evil son of a bitch. There's nothing redeeming about him. He was born an asshole. He's
gonna die an asshole.
Doflamingo.
And Doflamingo's a good character.
Doflamingo's a good asshole.
He's a great asshole.
Amazing asshole.
Regardless of the shit that happened to him, he was already a dick. He was a dick from birth, and regardless whether he would have been a celestial dragon, a warlord, or a fucking peasant, he'd still be a dick. At the end of the day, some people are just born dicks. And guess what? Sukuna was born a dick.
Yeah, I think with Sukuna, we will just have a better understanding of why he turned out the way he did. But at the end of the day, he's still going to be an irredeemable piece of shit.
As long as he's a charming piece of shit, it's alright.
He's got so much charisma. If there was a guy like that in real life, he would be the most reviled human being in all of history. But because he's got so much charisma, you can't help but like the guy. And because he's a fictional character. I imagine we'll get some kind of, just a little bit more understanding. That's the big thing with him right now, is what they've kind of built up through all this, is just people like Sukuna, people like Gojo, they are on such a high pedestal of power that other people can't understand them. Other people have a hard time even imagining them as people. And I think probably to an extent just that level of power just puts you in a situation where it's almost impossible for you to be a normal person. That doesn't make Sukuna redeemable or try to excuse his actions. It's just, you're basically a god. Why wouldn't you act like one?
I wish I had your arguments on Reddit like every day of the week. Like, man, you convince me half the time that my arguments are wrong. Like, you're just doing a fantastic job.
That is the point of an argument. If I did manage to sway some of your opinions on some things, then I'm glad I decided to join the stream.
100%. Like, I like to think that a debate or an argument is meant to be, and the only reason to have a discussion in a podcast is meant to try to sway someone. You're not meant to go from 0 to 100. But if you go 0 to 30, I mean, that's still progress. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I like that idea, and you've swayed my stance on this. Maybe I've been too harsh on JJK a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, you've done some good things. And, really quick, I just want to run over the chat here. JJK, something. I'm going to drop JJK if the entire Gojo clan jumps Sukuna.
Listen, they established it's just Gojo. If there's any other people, they're shitters. He's the one-man clan.
Where is the rest of them, though?
It would be neat to see them, but the way they talk about him, in Shibuya, it sounds like the rest of them might as well just be normal people. It's just all the power goes into Gojo.
So we saw them, but anyway. Yeah. Then we have Hikari over Tank. I don't know. Yuta and Maki DPS, Yuji support. What is all this? I don't know.
Who knows?
VVSS says Sukuna will probably turn good and help everyone beat Kenjaku. Has views.
Fuck no.
That would be stupid.
Yeah.
What I would be totally fine with is if Kenjaku does his big super merger curse, and if Sukuna's still around, he goes, I want to fight that. That looks interesting. I want to fight it. Not because of fucking change in heart or anything. He's just like, I like fighting strong things. I fought a lot of strong shit today. I want to fight that.
This is Jujutsu Kaisen. This is not Power Rangers. Don't get my profile picture.
Hey, don't shit on Power Rangers, man.
Hey, you see my profile picture? I'm not shitting on it.
We all know villain versus villain fights are peak as long as they stay in character. If Sukuna is just like, I don't really feel like dealing with you guys anymore. Kenjaku, though, you just got something really strong there. I want to fight you right now. I would probably be okay with it as long as it's written well enough.
Listen, man, the only time Sukuna will betray Kenjaku is when he finds out that this man got impregnated by Yuji's dad. That's the only time.
That's kind of sus. I can't.
He's gonna be like, all right, you know what? This motherfucker evil as evil can get. We might have to jump him.
Even I. Listen, Yuji. Even I have standards. That's fucked up. We should go kill this guy.
He looks at Kenjaku, you're strong. At least in other places.
Oh, no.
Says, Gojo did say that Itadori would, with time, get the same technique as Sukuna.
That's such bullshit.
But he's gone now. But Sukuna's out of him now. I don't see it happening.
Also, As far as I'm concerned, Gojo's statement applies to all the students except Yuji. Ain't no fucking way Yuji's gonna surpass Gojo at this point.
Nah, I think
magic bullshit.
I honestly think that Yuji isn't even in the top 10 without Sukuna in them. So.
Oh, he ain't. He ain't.
No, he
He
definitely
isn't in
ain't.
there
Far
with him.
from
We
it.
have
I'm not even in
Utah,
the
we
top
have
15.
Akari, we have Maki. We have way better candidates.
He's not even in the top 15, bro. Let's be real.
Yeah,
No, no,
Yuji
no,
is
no.
not
I
that
put
guy.
him.
So when Yuji
Yuji.
walks up and Black Flash just goes 100 times Black Flash and wins, I'm not gonna be happy.
Listen, I would be totally down if Sukuna fighting Kashimo and then probably Yuta and Maki wears him down to like 10% power. And then Yuji strolls up with, I don't know, whatever power-ups he got from probably eating the rest of the Death Wombs. You know, Yuji gets Flowing Red Scale or something, just more physical boosts. Every punch is a Black Flash or some shit, and they just beat each other to death, extreme difficulty. I would be super down for that.
No, he
I'd
black
be
flashes
totally
Sukuna's soul. He just hits
They
that
listen.
motherfucker's soul.
They both just hit each other with Black Flashes. That'd be kind of cool.
Mutiara
badass.
says Gege is hinting at us that cursed energy is more important than cursed technique, which I think is bad writing.
Is he? How is he doing that exactly?
I honestly, I think we have bad writing from JJK, but I don't see that being the reason that there's bad.
There's
writing.
no way cursed energy is more important than the technique.
I mean, it's the foundation of a technique, and you can do some pretty silly shit with just cursed energy, but ultimately it's the techniques that make people really busted.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cryptic says you got some frauds in the VC.
Fuck you, Cryptic!
Bro, this man, yo, tell your boo thing.
I am not that much of a fraud, Cryptic. I mean,
He's talking about artists here, obviously.
No. He's talking about
you
me.
tell your boo to hop in the VC and talk
obviously,
shit.
Misk, Dio, you guys are fucking golden boys. So I mean, why are you hurting on me? And then we also have one last is Misk. If you want a manga about a villain versus villain, read versus One Punch Man creator.
I will never. I have a personal vendetta.
Why would
I
you
have a
ever read that?
I have a personal vendetta against Versus because it's leading to all these fucking breaks and half chapters from Tenkaichi. This shit was supposed to be over 3 fucking months ago, and it just keeps getting dragged out because the authors have to make Versus chapters. I'll never forgive one.
First of all, Griever, you banned that motherfucker. Ban his ass immediately, bro.
You guys have moderator power.
Send him to the shadow. I'm not gonna ban someone for bad opinions. You gotta be worse than that.
Hey, listen, man. This motherfucker.
Mahoraga changing cursed energy. Maharaga's manipulating his cursed energy through conditions. That's an established part of the power.
People for. And Real Fidel says, I guess you can say Sukuna is too strong and that's why he'll lose.
Kill yourself, Midel. Anyway, thank you for inviting me on here. I've appreciated it. This went much better than I expected.
Oh, you're very much welcome. Do you have to go, Misk?
I don't have to, but you know, I get the impression the stream's ending.
Yeah, it is ending. Oh, sorry. I do have one last key point. Is to talk about the reason that I'm leaving JJK overall. And I just wanted you guys' opinions on it. Once again, it will not sway me one way or the other, but the fact of the matter is that I love the fact that Misk, who is thankfully in here in the VC, introduced me to the series. I love the series. I think it's a love letter to Bleach. I love it. I think Gege has done a phenomenal job through extensive research of different aspects of Japanese mythology, Chinese mythology, all these different, aspects. He has created a very interesting power system. He does great for character writing. I mean, Todo, Nanami, fucking, he knows what he's doing. 100%, and I look forward to reading the next series that he's hyped about. I will absolutely read any series that Gege pushes out. That being said, fundamentally, I have a couple of issues. And that is the fact that I called out in the video entitled 1 year ago, and it's right there on my channel, Once again, it's a live stream, so I can't pull up the thumbnail, but it's there somewhere, guys. You can definitely go check it out. But I called out the issues with Gege's writing after a certain point. And they stay true to this day. And regardless of, once again, the Sukuna Gojo fucking bullshit, that isn't the problem. The problem is poor writing, poor execution of said writing. And at the end of the day, when I wasn't hyped, I recognized it. I recognized it immediately, and I'm thankful that I did. I recognized it. I thought I was ready to give it up. And then I said, no, not ready. But when I read through 37, you know what I should have been? I should have been super hyped that Sukuna was in his original body. I should have been, boom, baby! Woo! I should have been hitting the roof. I didn't care. And when Kashimo used his curse technique, all I could do was criticize it. Because he wasn't doing, which, once again, I still hold to my argument, because as an electrician, what are you doing, man? Fucking kill him.
He just whipped it out. And he wants to enjoy himself. So, give him a few chapters. We'll see what he thinks of doing with it. If the fucking definition of the power is as broad as it's described as being.
Still, alright, I'll give Misk that benefit of the doubt, but still, the fact of the matter is that I went into a chapter, 2 hyped things happened. I would argue 2. Some people were hyped for 3 with the little bitchy dagger thing from Hindu mythology, apparently. I don't know. I didn't know what it was.
Whoa. Watch.
I'd say it's 3 because of the, surprise fight Kashimo technique, Sukuna true form. The daggers, whatever, because it's not even, it seems to be like a non-factor against Kashimo anyway.
It is really. But at the end of the day, there was multiple things for me to go out of my seat. Boom, baby! Let's go! Woo! And I sat down and went, okay. The fact is, I'm not hyped anymore. And that's unfortunate. That's nobody's fault. At the end of the day, you'd like to blame the community. The community has a fault in doing certain things. That's not one of them. And my reactions to it, and maybe being on YouTube, has a part to play. Maybe. But at the end of the day, it's nobody's fault. Once again, I do YouTube for the passion. I do YouTube for the fun. I make 0 money. 0. I don't monetize a single thing. So when I drop a series, I like to think it means something. I've only ever dropped 1 series before on this channel. This will be the 2nd. But if I'm not enjoying it, if I'm not passionate, if I'm just going to sit here and shit on a series that you guys love, then that's shitty of me. I feel like I'm being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole, just for the views. And once again, views are irrelevant. I go to a day job. None of this matters from monetary value. So at the end of the day, I'm sitting here and telling you guys I'm dropping it because I'm not passionate about it anymore. I don't like it. I don't want to continue it. And I don't want to review or react to a series that you guys like, that you guys love. And then I stand here every week and go, yeah, well, this has fucking been done in Bleach, and this, oh, fuck this shit, and physics, and blah, blah, blah. Like, who wants to watch that? That's mean of me. I'm bullying. I don't want to do it. So, I'm good. I'm sorry that it's come to this. I'm sorry that I had to, drop the series, but I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to make any of you guys feel shitty. I don't want to make any of you guys feel belittled. I don't want to do that. All I want to do is sit down and read manga. I want to watch anime, read manga, play video games that I love. And if something that I disagree with this much, like JJK, then, Anyways, that's my spiel. I hope everybody understands that I just don't feel like... I feel like reviewing or reacting to the series going forward would only insult the integrity of its fans, and I don't wish to do that to anybody. So, we'll go down the list. Any final thoughts on JJK as a whole, or what have you? Any thoughts? Artist.
Cody's the GOAT.
Thanks, artist. Well, we do love bookends, don't
words, but goated words. Because told you it's awesome. Dio.
The best thing about Gojo's death is all of you nasty ass fangirls on Twitter can stop doing those out of pocket tweets.
Banish them. They're banished to the pits.
Listen, man, just like what that one girl did for Bakugo on that poster, I'm glad I don't need to see that shit anymore.
Misk, go ahead.
Well, you know me. I'm the JJK guy. You can tell from my profile picture. I love the series. It's one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite ongoing series. It's unfortunate that you feel this way. I understand your problems with it. I also understand, some of the problems you had with like the comment section and the community and stuff. They definitely got rather unpleasant at certain points. I've seen some of that unpleasantness myself. I think taking a break, probably a good choice for you. You, just don't really follow the series for a while. Do whatever. Honestly, I think it may even be a good idea for you to just wait until the series ends and then just read the whole thing. Just read it all in a relative one sitting. Because then, you kind of get the full picture of everything at once. Whatever happened earlier on will be much fresher in the mind. My reread, which was just after Shibuya, actually it was still during Shibuya, I think, did wonders for my understanding and appreciation of the series. I imagine doing a full reread of the whole series once it's done would probably do the same for you, should you choose to do that at some point. Which, hope you do. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say.
Okay, so, well, thank you very much, Misk. I think that that's an excellent idea, and I've heard that from many people that could pull their, dick out of their ass and fucking actually read and listen to a lot of the comments and reactions that I did, for the last couple of weeks, and they recommended basically the same idea, is that maybe read it on your own time, or just take a break and then binge it, or maybe, read the whole thing when it's done and stuff. So I've had multiple similar prospects like you're suggesting, and I feel like you, it's coming from a person who may or may not agree with every point that I've made or that I like or I dislike about the series, but someone who realizes that I like the series. I'm not just hating on it because Gojo died. I'm not here. I'm just not here for it. And maybe I need a break. Simple as that. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, so either way, this stream has meant, actually, I did this on a whim ladies and gentlemen. But it has meant a lot to me that a lot of my favorite people came into the stream and gave their 2 cents. Some of them convinced me of one way or another, and vice versa. And I'm really happy. We didn't exactly go into it, I think, the way that everybody expected. I'm assuming that a lot of people who are going to watch the VOD of this later and people who are watching it during was expecting me to go off and shit on Gege and Gojo dying is the worst fucking thing that ever happened in manga history and blah, 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 blah.
I know I kind of expected that. That's why I was a little hesitant to join the stream before it started, but I was like, I might as well.
Yeah, and once again, I have reiterated multiple times in all my videos that Gojo dying is not the reason I don't like 236. Bad writing is the reason I don't like 236. And you can argue it till you're blue in the face, but at the end of the day, 236, as far as I'm concerned, and it's only my opinion, has a jarring transition, has bad dialogue, and bad writing. And then when it jumps into 237, well, 237 is actually not all that bad. But when you're going from 236, which is goddamn a blasphemy on everything, and then you jump into a mediocre chapter, you're sort of like, So, that's just me. Once again, that's me. Me alone. And if you disagree with me, that is okay. It is okay to not like my opinion. It is okay to disagree with me fundamentally. That is okay. I am just here on my channel giving my opinion. That's all. You do not need to watch. You do not need to agree. That's fine. So, either way, thank you very much to Artist, Dio, myself, Koji, Band, and Misk for being here. Any final thoughts? Go ahead.
The only thing is that you definitely fucking lied in the beginning of the stream when you said, well, actually, I like Sukuna's character more than Gojo. That's a fucking lie, bro. Next thing this guy's gonna say, you know what, guys? I actually like Kenjaku more than Yuta. Bullshit.
Okay. So
That's an interesting one.
Dio's trying to lie his ass off right now because...
Artist probably got the clip, bro. We good.
I don't know. I feel like we just talked like 20 minutes ago about, believing people when they talk about their own opinions and perspectives. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying. Wait a minute. I love Sukuna. Don't give me that shit.
Funny guy. He's so entertaining.
We'll see about that. We might need to verify some sources.
He's the life of the party.
Alright, if I had to rank it, Yuta's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Toto's 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Maki's 3.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then it's a hard choice. It's a hard choice from 4 to 5.
Being.
I think I say Sukuna.
Oh, shit.
No, I do. And then 5, I say Hakari.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
6, I gotta give it to Gojo.
I see. Is Mekamaru still in your top 10? I remember you had him top 2 at a point.
7.
I couldn't believe
Mekamaru's
it.
right below.
Alright, good choice.
Actually, no, fuck that. Mekamaru's 6, Gojo 7.
There you go.
Mekamaru.
Listen.
No, actually, you gotta put those 2 down because I forgot about the man, the myth, the hair.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, you gotta know that Grand Knocking Master has to be in there.
Well, listen, he was short-lived, but my God, was his life entertaining.
God, he was the GOAT. So, yeah,
he was
he's my number 7.
so fun. I fucking love you. But yeah. Nah,
So
you
just
listen.
so-
Gojo,
So, just so we're clear, ladies and gentlemen, Sukuna's number 4 on my list. Gojo's number 7.
there you go. Yeah.
So when
now
I
listen,
say that
Gojo.
236 sucks, it's not because Gojo fucking died.
I was like, Gojo's the first read through favorite character, and then you think back on things and you go, well, actually, I like these people.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many better characters than Gojo in this series. There just are.
quite a few.
Anyways, so that was Dio's and that was mine. Misk, you have a send off. My God.
Thanks for having me. The stream went way better than I expected. I'm glad we had a good back and forth discussion. I was afraid it would just be people kind of ranting very angrily and me being here trying to go, well, actually, and then saying things that I've said a lot in other places already. But no, it was much better than that, so I'm glad I decided to join. I'm glad you invited me, and I'm going to self-promote my stuff that also talks about this, because, well, you know, if you thought these discussions were interesting, I have some very long stuff talking about it.
Well, there we go. Definitely promoting both. I don't think Artist has anything, but Dio and Misk both have channels, multiple versions of their own content. Definitely go check them out. 100%. Pluggity plug. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm glad that Misk felt that way, that he could jump in here and stuff like that. Once again, he's not wrong to think that this would be like a Reddit battlefield. But I always try. And I'm sort of, I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm a little bit insulted at the fact that all of my streams, I like to feel, have always been, I put the kibosh on this shit. I don't really allow toxicity to go too far on any of my streams.
That is true, but also, my experience with your Tokyo Ghoul reread through made me go, man, I really don't enjoy when Griever doesn't enjoy something. I just don't. I get no joy out of listening to it. It hurts me to listen to. So I was like, oh fuck, it's gonna be another one.
Fair. You know what? All right, I retract my previous statement, ladies and gentlemen. Misk has a point. Misk has a goddamn point, because that was painful for me. It was painful for all of you, and it was clearly
It hurt to watch. It was so painful.
So, Misk, if it makes you feel any better, I was recently on a podcast, 90 Hemmings, go check him out. But I was recently on a podcast where they had Tokyo Ghoul Re as their number 3.
I listen. There are some people I know who really like it. I think that's another. I think there are just there's some things in media where it's just some people will really like it, some people are gonna fucking hate it. And there's just some fundamental difference between those people's perspectives on things that can never be bridged. I don't know what it is, but I believe in it.
100%, because I nearly blew my brains out when I heard it. So, anyways, alright. So, we'll catch up with the chat really quick. Misk, if you need a manga about a villain versus villain, read versus One Punch Man versus Creator.
Fuck One, I hate that guy now.
Yeah.
Fuck One.
Maharaga changing curse energy. Realist Medell says, I guess you can say Sukuna is too strong and that's why he'll lose.
I should fucking strike you in the neck, Medell.
We're adding some Kengan logic here. Accelerator definitely is better written OP character than Gojo. Okay. And then Mango Manga says, what do you think about the news about Record of Ragnarok Round 9 ending soon? I think that Leonidas has a piss poor showing, and I'm hoping to see better from him because I got that Hawaiian shirt ready, but goddamn.
Also, thank God we're getting a short fight again. Holy fuck.
They said it's ending soon?
Apparently. I haven't even read the new chapter yet.
Bro, there's barely been anything in this fight. What do you mean ending soon?
I mean, listen. I'm okay with us having short fights again. These like 10 chapter, 3-volume fights are getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm alright with it, though. We barely saw anything from that.
So once again, I'm gonna reiterate, just so we're clear, just to, milk it a little bit here before we end the stream, is that I don't like the Culling Games arc. I do not like. There's moments in them that I like, but at the end of the day, I don't like the Culling Games. I don't like what's going on right now. I like the Gojo versus Sukuna fight. Off-screening Gojo versus Sukuna was the worst fucking thing I've read in fucking 5 fucking years. You could have handled that so much fucking better.
Was it worse than Kaneki getting off-screened and Ri?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Oh, man. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I read that too. So, yes, it's worse. It's worse. So, either way, yeah, this shit has been going from bad to worse for a long time. I haven't been enjoying it for a long time. And there's been hype moments. We had the Megumi versus the Regi fight. We had the Sundai Colony. We had Maki Massacre. We had a lot of greatness going forward. And for the longest time, the Gojo versus Sukuna fight was solid. And I would still argue that it's a great fucking fight. Choreography and all that shit. But the way it ended just completely took the winds out of my sails. I might as well be sailing backwards because it destroyed me. I'm sorry, guys. If you feel differently, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I've had enough. I've had enough, and I'm done. So, once again, like, comment, and subscribe as always. Instead of making a long rant video, I decided to do this in a stream format and get a lot of perspectives from a lot of my favorite people in the community. So, thanks so much to all the people that showed up. And like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see all you wonderful people back here for the next time. And once again, it does not mean that I will not do any other future Jujutsu Kaisen content if something comes up. It just means that week to week, you're going to have to go to somebody else. Like Misk.
Yeah!
Go to Misk.
I'm here. I like when people watch my stuff.
Exactly. So we're going to go to Misk for right now. So go to Misk for all your reaction and review content in Jujutsu Kaisen for the time being. And I always comment in all of his videos. So if you want to hear my thoughts regardless, definitely check out his videos. You'll find my comment somewhere in the midst of the hundreds of comments that this man gets. He's way more popular than I am. So, let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Say goodbye. Oh, wait. Does anybody want to plug anything?
You just plugged me. Bye.
Alright. We're plugging Dio, artist.
Oh, that sounded kind of gay.
Everybody, well, we are all kind of gay. Bye!